Tiger Woods pleaded not guilty to DUI in Florida, and tonight he says he's stepping away from golf to seek treatment. The Jacksonville Jaguars will play their home games in Orlando in 2027 when their stadium's renovations conclude. U.S. men's soccer about to start up with a World Cup tune-up against Portugal in Atlanta. The Americans just lost a tune-up game in Atlanta Saturday, 5-2 to Belgium. Italy will not be in the World Cup this summer after losing a playoff at Bosnia today in a shootout. Turkey won 1-0 at Kosovo, so Turkey will be in the USA's group in June. Right now, Jamaica is in overtime in a playoff against Congo. To the NBA, LeBron James listed as questionable for the Lakers' home game against Cleveland tonight. Foot injury management the concern. Golden State's Steph Curry will miss another game Wednesday, and he's doubtful for Thursday with the bad knee. He did practice fully today. I'm Steve DeSager.
I've been covering this league since 1987.
Can this sports writer and this sports fan share a radio show without driving each other crazy? Now, live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, here's Fox Sports Radio's Odd Couple, Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington.
Password.
Ack, a dack, a ack.
Enter, brother.
Come on in. And with that password, you now have full access to this very fine radio program for the next 3 hours.
Not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5.
That's right, LeBron. Thank you.
For me?
No matter how you listen in, Fox Sports Radio, foxsportsradio.com, the iHeartRadio app, Sirius XM Channel 83.
Wow.
And now, live.
We'll do it live.
On YouTube.
Do it live.
That's
I can
right.
I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Thank
do
you,
it.
Bill. Say my name.
Rob Parker.
Say his name.
Kelvin Washington.
We are indeed the odd couple on a trash talking Tuesday. Your chance to trash anyone, anything in the world of sports. We will not, N-O-T, interrupt you. You have 30, 40 seconds to do so, and that means you'll need our telephone number because we are, without question, the most listener-friendly national sports talk radio show on the planet.
We didn't know what to say there. I mean, you out here posting pictures of you and Aaron and Ben. I didn't know what to say, Rob.
At least when other people are still awake. What pictures? What are you talking about?
Well,
Did I do that?
You know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about what I'm talking about. I don't know what to say out here. And then not to mention who you're next to. You're not even like, you're just all, Ben might as well have been cropped out the picture.
What? You got a beautiful woman. She goes in between the two of us. What, me and Ben are supposed to be next to each other?
I'm just saying the way, like, you didn't even like making a tip. Like, it was just.
No. It's all good.
Know.
All good. All right, write it down. Committed to memory, 877-99 on Fox. And for you laymen who can't figure out the letters and numbers, it's 877-996-6369.
It's not trigonometry.
And if you have feedback on the line, guess what? It's your own fault. It means only one thing.
You forgot to turn down the radio.
And if you call in here and have a problem with what we say to you, tough, because...
Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you. You have a problem, turn off your station.
And with all that said, always remember...
Sweet-oo-beady. Yeah.
There you go. Let's go. Big show. Let me welcome in my co-host. Yes. Okay, LeBron. Calm down.
All right. He gets a win without Luka. Now he don't know how to act. Huh?
LeBron James.
Kelvin Washington.
Yo, happy Trash Talking Tuesday to you, brother. Looking forward to this show. Got a lot to get to, man. So looking forward to it. You good? Everything good with you?
All good. You know that. Ready to work, ready to rock and roll. And don't forget to check out our brand new YouTube channel. Yes, we appreciate
on there.
Everyone who has subscribed, but there are more of you. We know there are more, and you just haven't done it. Let your family and friends know. So just go to and search Odd Couple FSR on YouTube. Again, that's Odd Couple FSR. And you could also hit that thumbs up icon, comment away. Check us out on YouTube. Watch us live right now. You can do that. And just search Odd Couple FSR and subscribe. So there you go. All of that and much more coming up for the Odd Couple. So let's welcome in the Odd Couple crew. We wouldn't be able to do this fine radio program without them. Rob G is our producer. Bud Mexican is. Alex is our engineer.
Alex, you're a hidden talent.
Steve DeSager's at the anchor desk. He'll keep us updated throughout the program. And, of course, Elijah. No, Elijah. Sagar, I'm so sorry. I'm looking right at him, and I said Elijah. That was just muscle memory.
Racist.
Sorry, it's not racist. Not at all.
Remember, Rob, it's dot over feather.
Yes, is that it?
Oh, come on. All right. Now.
Yes, thank you.
I need a dump button here.
We're all
Alex.
good. All right. Well, we got NBA news, Rob G, that I think a lot of people are.
Yes, we do. And
scratching their heads.
And just full disclosure, we will get to Tiger Woods later in the show. Big breaking news involving him.
That. Yeah,
so we'll definitely get to that in hour number 2.
Hey,
but to start off,
it's Tiger.
It is Tiger. But to start off today's show, big news in the NBA, not necessarily the NBA, but in the basketball world, because the 2026 class of the Basketball Hall of Fame has been announced. Headlined by none other than Glenn Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers, who famously said, "Stop hating on me for losing these 3-1 leads because you got to go up 3-1 to lose them." So give me credit for that one.
He did say that. That's the crazy
And
part.
obviously, Doc Rivers has been a controversial figure on the show for some time now. Most of us think he's wildly overrated, but at least one person says that this Hall of Fame nod is justified. Kelvin, explain yourself.
Well, listen, any reason that you may think that Doc Rivers shouldn't be in there, I get it. I 1,000% get it. We just talked about it. Rob G, you brought it up. Doc Rivers has been excited just to be up 3 in a series, just to make the playoffs sometimes is hard enough. And that's good enough just to make it. He's made more excuses for himself over the last 10, 12 years than anybody else. And we know it. And we've talked about it. Rob and I have made fun of it. We've laughed about it. We've been disappointed in it. The problem is, this isn't a Doc Rivers issue. We've talked about it before. This is a not having your own Hall of Fame issue. If this were the NBA strictly, you might have a different conversation. But because it's the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame, well, then if you're Doc Rivers or his agent, you would say, well, why can't he make it? You start looking at guys like Rick Adelman, who is in the Hall of Fame. And again, Rick Adelman never won a championship, had a bunch of 16 playoff appearances as a coach, 2 NBA Finals appearances. Remember those Portland Trailblazer team that were good in the late 80s, early 90s, and a bunch of wins. But Doc Rivers would have the same thing. He has a bunch of wins. He's got an NBA championship. He's been to another NBA Finals. He's been to another Eastern Conference Finals. He played in the NBA for 13 seasons. He was a one-time All-Star in the NBA. So I don't think Doc Rivers is a Hall of Famer. But the precedent has been set several times over in the NBA, in the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame, where you have plenty of people who are in there that we go, well, how'd this person make it? Well, that person, how'd they make it? So if you're Doc Rivers or the voting panel, this is how you get guys in there that we might scratch our head, we might scratch our chin and say, well, how'd this person make it? And so to me, that's why, again, the conversation Rob and I have had it. Maybe it's time to really strongly consider an NBA where it is a highbrow, it is hard to get in, it is difficult. It's like baseball, it's like football, where it's getting very difficult to get in. And that becomes something. Because with the Naismith basketball, a lot of people get in who have lesser resumes than Doc Rivers when you consider he was a player, he was an all-star, he is a coach who's won a bunch, who lost a bunch, but won a bunch, and to the tune of winning a championship and has another finals appearance. So again, Kelvin doesn't want to vote him in, but history says by his record, he can get in.
The Basketball Hall of Fame is a total embarrassment. It's a $3 bill. It's the worst thing that you could have in sports. and it's been bastardized all the way down to here we are putting in mediocre coaches who have had a long string of unsuccessful runs and actually embarrassing runs, to be honest.
I agree.
It's no way in the world that you could look at Doc Rivers at this point. This ain't him going in after they won the championship in Boston in 2010. This is, right? This is 16 years later, or whatever year that was. Was that 20?
08. Yeah, they won
08. Right? That's 16, 18 years later, right? I mean, or whatever it is, the number. It's like ridiculous. And that is what the problem is. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't. I don't care what Hall of Fame. There's no way that that feels good. You got to ask yourself. Most people scoffed or threw up in their mouth or did a Danny Thomas spit take with their iced tea they were drinking today when they heard the announcement. That's the way you want to have a Hall of Fame, where people gasp or people throw up and say, what? Like it doesn't even make sense. It's the worst thing that you could do to a Hall of Fame. And yes, there are all these other people in it. It just continues to take a downward spiral. I don't care about the mistakes you keep making. I don't know under what the playing career. Fine, a one-time All-Star does not get you in the Hall of Fame. Sorry. And the same thing, winning a championship or not winning a championship doesn't mean you get in. There are quarterbacks in the NFL who won 2 Super Bowls. They're not in the Hall of Fame.
All right, but there lies
Jim
the problem.
Plunkett won 2 Super Bowls. He's not in the Hall of Fame. Just because you won a NBA championship doesn't automatically mean you get in the Hall of Fame. It has to be a body of work. The body of work stinks. It does. I don't know if you just can't. You got to be honest with it.
See, that's where I don't think it stinks. I just think it was
No, I think it stinks.
If you win a championship and you go back to the finals, I'm not going to say that's mad.
It stinks when you've given up all these 3-1 leads and all these other opportunities, and that's the latter. That's what we've seen the most of at the end.
I agree.
Okay, if this was reversed, and he did that early in his career and won a championship last year or 2 years ago, then there's a progression. He's progressed the wrong way. That's what makes this such an unworthy Hall of Fame. There's a difference.
The problem is, again, you're right. The bar has been so low that you got guys who can limbo their way up in there. You got a bunch of players. And contributors, or in this case, players/coaches that can limbo they were in there. And it shouldn't be where a guy, when you think of it at this point, 12 years ago, 10 years ago, maybe it was a little different. Maybe he had a 3-1 loss. You know, he had that when he was with Orlando to the Pistons. He's like, all right. Now he is synonymous with losing. Right? Like when you think of Doc Rivers, you no longer think of Ubuntu or whatever they were saying in Boston, the team chant, the African proverb of togetherness. No, you think of losing. You think of losing all those the times they were up 3-1, or times where they're the favorites, or times where the Clippers were the sexy pick to win the championship finally. And you think all those losing. And you get to Milwaukee, and you got Giannis, and you got Dame, and that falls through when you had Adrian Griffin, who was already doing better, and Giannis wanted up out of there. And so you just think of the couple of you think about Philadelphia. Okay, finally got the process. Let's get a new coach because it isn't working with the previous one. Let's bring in Doc Rivers. It doesn't work there. So when I think of Doc Rivers, I no longer think of a successful coach. I think of underwhelming or underachieving or losing 3-1 leads, and that's the disappointing part, that is now a Hall of Fame. When I think of Phil Jackson, you think of, 6-7 rings, not to mention as a player and all that. You think of championships. When you think of Chuck Daly, you think of back-to-back championships with the Pistons. Obviously, they went to another finals as well. Like, you think of these things. You think of the Dream Team. When you think of Doc Rivers, you don't think of something that warrants Hall of Fame. Good coach, had a good career. Hey, pat on the back, did well, got a championship, had some good seasons. Fine. I don't think Hall of Famer when I think him, and that's the problem. The bar is so low. Well, it's low enough that guys can limbo in there.
All right, 877-99 on Fox. 877-996-6369. Does Doc Rivers belong in the Hall of Fame? It's a real simple question. Where are you? And does he his inclusion cheapen the Hall of Fame as a whole? That's pretty hard because that is pretty bargain basement as it is. But my goodness gracious. We'll continue that conversation next with you. 877-99 on Fox, 877-996-6369. It is the Odd Couple where we deliver insight, not noise, right here on Fox Sports Radio. Stick and stay.
Unless it really is Blake's fault in the US of A.
And I'll tell you this, I'm just going to be straight up. And Luka had a great game, great win for the Lakers, back-to-back in Miami and all that other stuff. MVP? Are you kidding me? How about that? There's no way, no how I would vote for Luka to be MVP. First of all, the guy is a defensive liability. This is the same guy who's been putting up numbers all year, and people said the Lakers have no shot to win. He's been scoring all year. They have no shot. That's all I heard about the Lakers. They have no shot to win. No shot to come out of the West. Right? Because you got 3 statues out there instead of defense. We know it. And then the other part, aesthetically, he's hard to watch. You know why? He's the biggest baby in the NBA, and he complains on every single call, every single time he puts up a shot in the NBA. Who wants to watch that? There's a thing called sportsmanship, too. That should be a demerit to him. I don't care. The other guys who have had bigger impacts to their team. We talked about it. I would vote for Jaylen Brown 10 times before I would vote for Luka with your vote, Kelvin. Forget about my vote.
Don't be worried about my vote.
I'm just saying, I wouldn't even vote for him with your vote, let alone mine. I can look at all these other players. SGA. I could even look at Cade, who won't qualify, and talk about what they've done. To me, most of the Lakers season was disappointing, and people wrote it off. And now they got a little hot streak on, and now I'm supposed to act like 3/4 of the season that I watched didn't happen? He ain't no damn MVP. It's called prisoner of the moment. People are so phony. That's what they do. They watch one night. I guess Bam should be MVP after the 83-point debacle. Where were those chances he should have been MVP? Luka's not the MVP of this league, not even close. I would never, if he continues to play like this, the way he plays, the big baby antics, I would never vote for him. I'm sorry, I couldn't do it. And you got to give me more effort on both ends. You don't have to be a defensive stalwart. Make an effort. And most of the time, he doesn't make an effort. That's why the Lakers got swept last year in the first round. Everybody and their uncle told me, oh, LeBron and Luka. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I remember it very vividly. And for 75% of this NBA season, nobody thought that the Luka and the Lakers were going anywhere. Maybe home dinner and a show, but they weren't going to no Western Conference Finals or the NBA Finals for that matter.
All that drama you just gave me for no reason. All that drama. First of all, Luka Doncic is never going to be Pete Kawhi Leonard, Scottie Pippen when we're talking about effort. We know that. That's never going to happen. He's never going to be a defensive stalwart. However, if you've been watching for the last few weeks, not only has he, but that team has been playing much better defensively. That's what kept them in games. That's what allowed them to win 8 straight in 9 of their last 10. And I think it's like 10 of their last 11. They've been incredible lately, and specifically Luka has been out of this world, Rob. The man is averaging 41, 9, and 7, and Mr. Rob Parker, 2.5 steals, over the last 8 games. And so we're sitting here saying, nobody's saying he has to be the MVP as we sit here, because there is a guy called SGA who's been out of his mind all year. And then we got an alien who's 7'5" named Wemby. But to act like he's not in the conversation is crazy, because he was in the conversation for the first third of the season. Then the team had a little rough patch. They're trying to figure things out. They've been incredible over the last, like I said, I gave you the duration of it. Right now they're sitting here third, and you're acting as if they're the Suns at 39 and 31, where it's like, they're a little over mid, or 34 and 36, the Clippers or something. The Lakers sit here 45 and 25. And again, they're third in the West, which gives yourself a punching chance of, hey, you never know what's going to happen in the postseason. That is exactly an MVP candidate. And this team,
you can't even make an argument against Jaylen Brown, who did a much better job without another star. He has 2 other guys who can score.
Jaylen Brown is absolutely an MVP candidate. Nobody said he wasn't.
I'm just saying, there's 4 guys. What conversation? There's 4 people you could pick ahead of Luka Doncic. 4. That's all I'm telling you. He's not in that. That's not a conversation. You know what you do when you go into horse races? I'm
going to tell you why it's a conversation.
There's only 3 spots that you look at, not 4, not 5 if he gets up the 5th spot. Let
me tell you why it's a conversation. It's also a conversation because we have a little rule, as we discussed. You got to play 65 games. And there are guys who are teetering right on that line. And so that also keeps it in where you might mess around and he win it just based off of that alone. Fox Sports Radio, it's your boys, Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington on a Trash Talking Tuesday. Professional wrestling fans, this one's for you. The action continues every week. TNA Thursday Night Impact every week. Don't miss the adrenaline, the drama, and the total nonstop action as you watch your favorite TNA wrestling stars. For showtimes and more information, visit TNAWrestling.com. Go ahead and do that. We got Ephraim Salam on the way. We'll chop it up with Big E in just a moment. Right now, 877-99 on Fox, we're talking about the idea of Doc Rivers being a Hall of Famer, which is absolutely crazy to think. But, again, the bar's been so low that, this is what you get. Are we wrong? Are we missing it? Are you okay with it? Or you think this is wild as well? The NBA needs to get their own, not the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame, but the NBA Hall of Fame. 877-99 on Fox. Let's take some calls. We got right.
I have an ESPN.com column that I wrote about this 20 years ago, that they should have their own Hall of Fame. Like,
oh, yeah.
It makes absolutely no sense. I don't understand. If Adam Silver wants to salvage his commissionership, like not being the worst of all time, how about establishing a NBA Hall of Fame somewhere, you know what I mean? And then start with the first 50 players, put them in first, you know what I mean? And then you go with the process of voting every year. Like that's what, and it should be based on just their career in the NBA and nothing else. No college, no Olympics, nothing other than that. All right, 877-99 on Fox. Josh in California, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Josh?
Pleasure being on with you guys. I gotta agree. Not much. I gotta agree with Rob. It's embarrassing that Doc gets into the Hall of Fame. He had a fine playing career. He had 1 championship as a coach. He's more synonymous with blowing commanding playoff leads and becoming a meme, just looking dumbfounded on the sideline.
100%. That's what we have. Like, thanks for the call, Josh. Appreciate it. Your call's a little loud there. But you get it, Kelvin. It's just that, like I'm telling you, if the roles were reversed and he was struggling and blowing the 3-1 leads and then finally capped his career with a championship, then you say, man, he always had his team there, always was close, right? And he finally broke through. That's a better feeling than where we are today. It just it doesn't feel good. And it's
sandwiched between, remember the whole blowing it with Orlando to the Pistons, and then in between, some good years with the Celtics. But then it's sandwiched with more blown leads, not great with the Sixers, not great with the Bucks. And so it's just been sandwiched with mediocrity or not great at all, and just had a little period where it was good. All
right, let's go to Tony in D.C. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Tony? How are you?
What's up, fellas? Rob, remember I sent you a message the other day when Izzo lost again. He is the Doc Rivers of college coaches.
You know I've been saying that forever, like, for real. Go ahead, Tony.
The NBA definitely needs its own Hall of Fame, but Doc Rivers' plaque should be outside before you go in. There's no way it should be in the same hallway with Pat Riley, Red Auerbach. It needs to be right there by the ticket counter. We like, hey, there's Doc Rivers right there. And next to him, Izzo, or when you first go in. But no, this is... J.J. Redick, who I'm not a fan of, said this dude always has an excuse when he loses.
Yeah, I remember that. That was an epic rant. I'm not a J.J. Redick guy either, but
so basically Joe Mazzulla's a Hall of Famer now.
Yeah, no, Joe Mazzulla is. He won a championship. Right? He's in the Hall of Fame already.
Yeah, I mean, if he does, all he needs is a few more deep playoff runs. And
does he? I'm just serious.
Yeah, I think another one.
Yeah, but winning, if that's all it takes.
Even if he doesn't win another champion, I'm saying if he gets to the finals 1 or 2 times, even if he doesn't, then yeah. But
let's squeeze in a few more. Andre in Massachusetts, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Dre?
Hey, how you doing? Thanks for taking the call. Happy Monday. Yeah, Doc Rivers, he belongs in the Hall of Friends. He's a nice guy. He's friendly. He's amicable. But that's as far as this goes, And this whole idea, and again, it irritates me because it brings basketball is not taken as seriously because its Hall of Fame is not serious. The Baseball Hall of Fame means business. They have a standard. They stick to the standard. End of discussion. I understand what you're saying. It's the basketball rather than the NBA Hall of Fame. But doggone it, Vlade Divac, he's a good guy. Under no circumstances is he a Hall of Famer.
Right.
And that's what you get. When you lower the bar for one inductee, it lowers it for everybody. Because people don't point to Michael Jordan and LeBron James. They point to that individual who you felt some sort of sympathy for, and you put them in. And so everybody at that level now feels that they have a right to be in the Hall of Fame. Again, it's not a Lifetime Achievement Award. It's not a Hall of Fame. It's friends. It's a Hall of Fame. And what we say here, again, Commonwealth, WEEI took this from Lou Merlone. If it takes you more than 3 seconds to think about it, that person's not a Hall of Famer.
I've said it a million times.
Rob and I have said that.
If we have to debate your career, you're not a Hall of Famer. If I said to you, Phil Jackson, you don't hesitate. You just that's a Hall of Famer.
Let me read you some of these. This is some Doc River quotes that you'll enjoy that we've talked about before. One of the things I'm proud of is we've never been swept. Okay. All the coaches have been swept in the playoffs.
Thank you.
My teams achieve. A lot of them overachieve. It is what it is. It's part of my legacy. This is about blowing 3-1 leads. There's nothing I can do about it. I don't get enough credit for the 3 wins.
Just unbelievable. All right, let's squeeze in one more
You
real
would think
quick.
I was making that up if I said that. You would actually think I was making that up.
This might be the first time that Drew in New Jersey calls in and he's on our side. If he defends Doc Rivers, I will be shocked.
We got to see.
All right, Drew, you're on the Odd Couple. All right, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. I was going to say maybe even Drew can make an argument.
I'm on your side on this one. He's essentially Coach Budenholzer, but with like Mike Tomlin PR, where everyone has his back. Like can I ask, this is a connection they'll say. I understand a lot of people will automatically put Tomlin in the Hall of Fame, but like Shanahan's not in the Hall of Fame. Who's the Giants coach that won the 2 Super Bowls?
No,
Coughlin?
No. He's talking about the Giants. What's his name?
Yeah, they're not in the Hall of Fame. So the Hall.
Seifert?
I feel like if you have a good,
is it George Seifert?
PR, gets you in.
George Seifert?
Yep, not in the Hall of Fame.
No, right. That's the coach, George Seifert, who won 2 Super Bowls. Right. He's not in.
Coughlin, Shanahan's on the Hall of Fame, and he won those 2 with the Broncos. Like you said, like those are 3. So that's why I think it's kind of funny when they say, "Hey, this guy's a Hall of Famer."
I agree.
That's a good point with Tomlin.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I mean, it'll be interesting because if you're Mike McCarthy.
Mike McCarthy won one. I talk about it all the time.
I talked about it. Yeah, him, Mike McCarthy, and Sean Payton almost have similar.
Look at their records. The numbers are almost identical. They both won 1 Super Bowl. One guy's a genius, and the other guy's Fred Flintstone. I don't get it.
Yeah. Hey, all right, everybody, appreciate the calls. All right, on the way, Ephraim Salam, and then we'll double back with him and maybe ask him his thoughts on this as well, of course, and some other moves that have been happening around the NFL right now. It is. Who's Steve DeSager? Upstated on What's Trending.
Hello, gentlemen. Tiger Woods pleaded not guilty today to DUI in Florida, and now he says he is stepping away from golf to seek treatment. The Jacksonville Jaguars will play their home games in Orlando in 2027 when their stadium's renovations conclude. That year, Jacksonville will practice at home during the week, but play every home game about 150 miles south. U.S. men's soccer is playing against Portugal right now in a World Cup tune-up in Atlanta. It is scoreless in about the 25th minute. The Americans had lost a tune-up in Atlanta last Saturday, 5-2 to Belgium. Italy will not be in the World Cup this summer after losing a playoff at Bosnia in a shootout. Turkey won 1-0 at Kosovo today, so Turkey will be in the USA's group in June. And right now on FS1, there's a game going on that's another FIFA playoff to decide a spot, and it's Congo leading Jamaica late in overtime, 1-0. Reportedly into the Basketball Hall of Fame this weekend, Doc Rivers, Mark Few, Amari Stoudemire, Candace Parker, and Elena Delle Donne. Golden State Steph Curry will miss another game on Wednesday, and he's doubtful for Thursday with the bad knee. He did practice fully today. Trae Young of Washington will be out again Wednesday. He's missed the last 2 weeks with a quad injury. Anthony Davis of Washington was cleared for light contact. He'll be out again Wednesday with a finger injury. He's been out since early January. Right now at Orlando, late first quarter, the Magic lead Phoenix 25-11. And among the Major League ball games, Philadelphia is out to a lead thanks to a Kyle Schwarber solo homer. 1-0 Phils over the Nationals now in the 4th. Pirates lead 5-0 at Cincinnati, bottom of the 3rd. And the Rangers are ahead 1-0 at Baltimore in the top of the 4th. Jacob deGrom of Texas was cleared to pitch tonight after neck stiffness last week. deGrom with 5 strikeouts, no walks in his first 3 innings. Back to you.
All right, Steve, thank you so much. It is the Odd Couple, Rob and Kelvin, on a Trash Talking Tuesday. Of course, that's coming up next hour. Looking forward to seeing what you guys got cooking for that. Right now, Ephraim Salam joining us, former NFL offensive lineman, Fox Sports Radio Weekends. Ephraim Salam on X. Give him a follow. What up, E?
What's good, brothers? How y'all doing?
Doing good, man.
All good.
Doc Rivers, a Hall of Famer, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
You think so?
Look, but despite his shortcomings as a coach, you know, he is one of the top coaches. Like, he's had meltdowns. I think he's the only coach that's lost that as many 3-1 leads in a series over anybody else. But, you know, his body of work, his winning percentage, all of that. Doc Rivers is a good coach. Hall of Fame coach, he's on the coast. He's on the cusp. You know?
Yeah, that's my thing. I don't see it. I think he had a fine career.
Because we just brought up the point that George Seifert won 2 Super Bowls with the 49ers. He's not in the Hall of Fame. Tom Coughlin won 2 Super Bowls with the Giants. Not in the Hall of Fame. Everybody, just because you win a Super Bowl or a championship doesn't automatically mean the rest of your career is worthy. That's why I think people make a mistake.
Especially when you're synonymous, Ephraim. When you think of him, you think of him as
yeah.
You don't think of the wow championships. Not like a Chuck Daly, a Pat Riley, guys.
I got you. I got you. But what we got to do, Rob, is we got to stop comparing basketball to football. We do that a lot. We do that with players a lot. And it's just a different mentality, a different category. The things are looked at completely different. It's some guys who get into the NBA Hall of Fame that you're like, all right, okay.
Well, remember, it's the Basketball Hall of Fame, and that's why people offer their college where these guys are stars.
Olympics
I mean, Amari Stoudemire is getting in too. I guess. You know what I mean? I guess.
Yeah, it's a little bit more, a little bit more difficult in the NFL when we're talking about all-time greats and who deserves to be where and what. It's a basketball conversation. I get it's a little bit more leniency on that side in terms of who's allowed to get in and all. You don't need championships. You don't need a lot of things to get in to the Basketball Hall of Fame. And that's not disparaging to anybody who gets in. Obviously, you've had to, been able to score a lot of points or win a bunch of games or so on and so forth. But, whenever we start crossing over, from the court to the field, it gets a little bit blurry for me.
I want to ask you something, and I'm dead serious. I don't know if you saw the quote from Aaron Glenn and talking about Geno Smith, that he's going to take them to the promised land. I just what do you gain from that, Ephraim? Seriously, forget about, okay, of course you trade for a quarterback. You expect him to play well. You hope that he can turn his things around and all that. But to say he's going to take you to the promised land, what do you get from that?
Well, it depends on his definition of the promised land. Mm-hmm. If his definition of the promised land is wild card weekend, then that may be possible. But if the promised land is the Super Bowl, then yeah, it's a bit of a stretch. But like I said, the Jets haven't had success in quite some time, so people's definition of what success is for teams that have been much maligned are completely different.
But here's the only problem is, what did he say about Justin Fields? Go back. Toughest quarterback to game plan against, right? And he's going to do this and he's going to do that. And then you're benching him 5 games into this. I just don't.
You're right.
Why even go there?
Less is more, right? Less is more. Let's talk as we're in the middle of doing something great, opposed to making statements prior to success. That's the most difficult thing. And I get it. He's trying to get the fan base riled up. He's trying to get the locker room riled up and ownership riled up. He's trying to change the culture in a place where it hasn't had culture since Broadway Joe. So it's a situation where I guess when Mark Sanchez was there, and
I was going to say they went to 2 AFC Championship games.
Yeah,
as goofy as Rex Reed is, people totally forget that Rex Reed is a movie critic.
They had a defense-first culture there, which allowed someone like Mark Sanchez to come in and have early success. But once that went away, they kind of faltered, and they're trying to figure out who they are. I mean, we saw the same thing happen in Detroit, where Dan Campbell came in and started making all kinds of statements, and then people thought he was crazy. But it changed the culture. It had the guys in the locker room believing that they could do something special, and now Detroit has pulled themselves out of obscurity. They may be on their way back, but they've had a couple, three years of big time football and changing of who people thought the Detroit Lions were.
Ephraim Salam on with us. It is the Odd Couple on the Trash Talking Tuesday. Rob and Kelvin. Let me ask you this: we got Kyle Shanahan not happy about the fact that they got to play in Australia. We'll talk a little bit more about that next hour.
Have you been there? Have you been there, Ephraim? Australia?
Australia, yeah, I have.
You know what that flight is Kelvin.
Bro, I never sleep on planes. I went to sleep for 10 hours. I went to sleep for 10 hours. I had 8 more to go. I was like, wait a minute. What?
Hey, y'all not selling me. That's on the list for me and wifey. But
no, you gotta go.
On vacation. It's good to go on vacation, but make sure you get the seats where you get the whole room and it's how you try. You can't get back there in the economy plus back there. Now, don't do that. Now, don't do that to yourself.
No, we ain't gonna do it that way. But I brought that up to ask you.
You can't hide money now. I know what you're making over. You can't hide money. So I'm just.
Come on, man. Don't do that. Don't be doing that.
I ain't gonna put your business in the street, but I know you're gonna be up there with the champagne and we had a bar, had a lounge on the plane when I don't know about that.
if they got a corner store on the plane, I might be able to do that. Like they got a little corner store.
Nah, don't trust me. I know how you gonna travel, man. You gonna travel like we travel. It's all good.
All right. Well, you see, just don't let Rob G hear all that. Now, here's my thing. Speaking of that, as a player, does this stuff, is it fun? Is it exciting? I'm going to bring the family with me. Is it horrible? Is it training? Because the NFL is hell-bent on having 1 million games around the globe at this point. So, players, what is it like for you? What does it really do? Because we can't put ourselves in your shoes. What's it like, or your cleats?
It's not fun.
Do it.
It's not fun. It's not fun. It becomes a bit of a hindrance, and it's routine. Everything in the NFL becomes routine, right? Every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, like you get used to the routine, which you need. The routine helps in your recovery, your abilities. All of that is something that you want. When you start throwing in 17, 18-hour flights, just imagine, just flights. Then you get down, you got practice, the time change is out of control, and all of that to get to where you got to play a game that matters, right? A game that counts, and now you're in a situation where it's just not enjoyable. And oh, by the way, you got to fly back, and so yeah, even if you bring your family out there, you don't really have a lot of time to do things you would normally do if you're going out on vacation with the family. So for me, for players, it's a hindrance. Right, it's not. I talked to Cam Hayward last year and his family when they went to Ireland, and he took everybody, and it was just like everybody got sick on the way back. It was just a mess. You know what I mean? So it's not what it all cracks up to be. It's great for growing the global brand of the NFL, and I get what they're doing. But it's everything that the NFL does isn't in the best interest of the life of the players. I mean. It's Thursday night football every week, right? It's going to be Wednesday night football. It's going to be Friday night football. It's going to be Tuesday night football. It's all to grow the brand. It's not the players are like, whatever you tell us to do, we're going to do it whether we like it or not.
Yeah, I know. You hear more and more coaches speaking out about it as well. Hey, appreciate it, man. Thank you, brother. We'll do it again next week.
Absolutely, brothers. Y'all stay safe.
No doubt. Make sure you give him a follow again. Ephraim Salam on X. Your Tire Rack Player of the Day on the way. Shekel City on the way as well. Stick with your boys, Rob and Kelvin, on a Trash Talking Tuesday, Fox Sports Radio. So the Lakers have won 9 of 10, 6 straight, and currently sit third in the West. And that game last night, was a big one because now they sit a full game and a half ahead of Houston. They're sitting third in the West. So question becomes, do you buy the Lakers, Rob? Are you in? Are you saying, you know what? They got a little formula going. LeBron has been vocal about he doesn't mind taking a step back, whatever it takes for the team to win, and obviously 9-1. They got some good wins in it too. Denver, Houston, a few other good wins as well. So you in?
I'm out. If you ask me if the Lakers were bologna or filet, I'm going with bologna.
Do you want to spell that?
Bolononga. Is that it? How we spell it?
I don't know. You said that one so fast.
BLON. No, here's my issue. Regular season is not postseason. Mm-hmm. Getting stops, playing defense. I was listening to a lot of NBA analysts, and they were saying what they're shocked about, teams not devising a way to go at Luka, you know what I mean, during a stretch, and just, abuse him, right? Like you can do that. And I think in the playoffs, when you have a series and you're seeing somebody, right, 4 out of 7 nights, you'll come up with a plan. And defensively, I don't think they're good enough. And I think that, and I know people thought you could just outscore everybody last year. Everybody thought that They would be the team.
Austin Reeves giving you almost 30 a game. So
okay,
that's
but,
a huge.
But in the playoffs, he did last year. He didn't. Go back and look at the numbers. He didn't show up in the playoffs. He played poorly, and I'm just saying, the regular season is just different. Like it is. They'll let you get off. They'll let you do your thing for the most part. They're not going to lock down and put all this energy in a regular season games. It's different in the postseason. And I just think those three statues out there will not be able to, right, with some of the younger legs and younger players that are in the Western Conference and have a chance to make a run in the postseason. I just don't see them there. And this whole idea, I know it's good. LeBron saying the right thing for right now. We'll see. Now they lose 3 in a row, right? Now is LeBron still on board with this? It's good. It's easy to say that now. You've won 6 in a row and 9 out of 10. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
What happens when they lose 3 in a row or 3 out of 4 or something? Then all of a sudden, I think there's an issue. That's just where I'm at. I'm not going to. They're good. They have enough talent. The NBA has enough. A lot of weak teams. They have won some good games during the stretch. So I'm not saying they're all pieces of cake. But I'm not like a run to the Western Conference Finals. No, I don't see it.
And that's the conversation that we're having. Meaning, do I think there's 2 or 3 teams in a playoff matchup they can beat the lower teams? I think they could beat Minnesota. I think they could give Houston a run for the money. Yes, I think they're the Phoenix Suns if they make it. Yeah, there's a handful of teams that the Lakers could beat in a round. The problem is, Rob, they picked a bad time to be trying to do this with LeBron, Austin Reeves, and Luka. I look at this, they got to go through potentially a run of like going through, the Suns who are playing pretty, better than we all thought once all the guys left.
Much better.
Yeah, got to give him credit.
Give Devin Booker credit.
Absolutely.
I did not expect
he's looking
that.
like I didn't need him. I got to the finals without him.
They had Bradley Beal.
Yeah, then you bring KD and Bradley Beal, and we stink. Now they're gone. We're back solid. But you got to go through one of these tougher teams early, these lower teams, but are tough. It could be whoever. Minnesota without Anthony Edwards could drop, and you could end up playing them a first round.
Minnesota's a tough one, too.
Right, and that's what I mean. You got to play the Minnesota. But then you might have to go through like a Denver or something. And then you might have to go through the Spurs. Or
Denver,
the
for whatever reason, has always been a mismatch for the
They match up until the last 5 minutes.
Right.
And Jamal Murray or Jokic wins the game. And I could see that same thing happen where it's a good matchup because it can kind of go bucket for bucket.
And then all of a sudden,
it's just the closer end. But now if you're the Lakers, you're hoping maybe because now you got the better version of Luka that you can close it. But here's a couple of things in their favor. Again, I don't think they're going far. I think the Thunder are winning. The Spurs are right there. I think the winner's going to come out of the West. It'll be Spurs or Thunder, in my opinion.
Oh, I thought the Pistons were winning, no?
No, I didn't say that.
Okay.
I never said that. I like what they're doing, but not right now. Not to win it, no.
Not this year.
Here's a couple of things. They're 20th. We're talking about defense with the Lakers. 20th defensive rating, which isn't, it's bottom third. So that's
20 out of 30,
yeah,
right?
That's not gonna cut it. To win a championship, because one thing we often talk about, even those Warrior teams, they were always top 3, number 1 a lot of the times in defensive rating. You usually have to be outstanding defensively. Look at who's number 1 defensively, defensive rating? The Thunder. Fox Sports Radio, Kelvin Washington, Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington on a Trash Talk Tuesday. Hey, thank you to Ephraim Salam who joined us moments ago. Rob G will get that up on the pod as always, so make sure you get the podcast coming up when we're done off the show. We'll have a best of version offered as well. It is now time for your Tire Rack Play of the Day.
The look in by Blackbird. Here we go, the stretch of the right-handers. 2-1 to Cal. Swinging a shot over the bag at first. Fair ball. The Mariners win it. Here comes Leo Rivas to score. Cal Raleigh with a walk-off single. And the Mariners beat the Yankees tonight. 2-1 in the bottom of the 9th inning.
Mariners Radio there on the call. And that is your Tire Rack play of the day. And, of course, brought to you by Tire Rack. And for over 40 years, Tire Rack's been helping customers find the right tires for how, for what, and for where they drive. Ship fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options. They got mobile tire installation. That's right. They'll come out to you wherever you may be. TireRack.com. It is the way tire buying should be. All right. Time now for Shekel City.
Welcome to Shekel City, the home base for Rob Parker's daily picks against the spread.
All right.
Did I do that?
I did do that. I did that.
Did I do that?
2-1 last night. We are now at 90 and 62, 28 games over 500. I'll take that.
Oh, yeah.
Tonight, Knicks minus 1.5. Knicks minus 1.5. They're taking on the Houston Rockets in Houston.
Okay.
Cavaliers plus 1.5. They're here in Los Angeles taking on the Lakers tonight, right? With no Luka, is that right? Correct? Is he playing?
No Luka yesterday.
Luka. Oh. But they're playing tonight. Is he playing tonight? He's back tonight. Okay.
Yeah, he's back tonight.
It's only a 1.5 point game here in LA with the Cavs. So I got the Cavs plus 1.5. And I got the Clippers minus 4.5 to take on the Portland Trailblazers. That's a late game out here.
Walking through that door.
No doubt. So again, Clippers minus 4.5, Cavaliers plus 1.5, and the Knicks minus 1.5. And remember, I'm not telling you who to bet on. I'm telling you who I bet on.
I need baby oil.
And a cigarette.
All right, there you have it. Shekel City there. Hey, Rob G, Dan Hurley kind of gave us his thoughts of what happened with him and that ref at the end of that UConn-Duke game.
Yeah, this might be my favorite excuse in the history of sports. Now, after that game, if you saw the video, they get the steal, they make the big three, which is basically the game winner. And in the celebration, Hurley goes up to the referee and basically goes forehead to forehead with him, like you see in a boxing face-off. Now, by any letter of the law, by any rule, that should have been a technical foul on Dan Hurley. For assaulting a referee is what they would have said, making contact with an official. Nothing happens, of course. UConn ends up winning. The rest is history. Now, Dan Hurley was asked about it on a podcast earlier today, and he said the whole interaction was just, he thought the ref was coming in for a chest bump. He thought the ref was trying to celebrate with him such a phenomenal play by one of his guys. Well, apparently the NCAA doesn't quite see it that way because for whatever reason, they won't say exactly for sure, despite that referee being one of the most celebrated officials in the collegiate level and officiating 7 different Final Fours already in his career, he has conspicuously been left off the official rosters for this upcoming Final Four. So make of that what you will.
The conspiracy only leads to maybe they're not happy with how he handled that. They may be feeling some type of way. I thought it was great. We talk about it all the time. Sometimes refs have to swallow the whistle and let a moment be a moment. Dan Hurley is losing his mind because his team did something that made everybody who watched the game, even if you're not a fan of either team, just watching the tournament, lose your mind. And he's caught up in the moment. His jacket's hanging all off. He's hyped. He's running around. Refs in his face. He's just like, how you like that? He was in his Kirk Cousins bag. You like that? And I just think it was one of those moments. And I think the ref understanding that, seeing he's locked in and say, you know what? I ain't tripping. It wasn't personal. He's just in the moment. I thought that was cool because if some crazy,
terrible.
If all of us
he should have been thrown out. Are you kidding? When you make contact with the official, if that was a player, it would have been the end of the world. I don't even know how they allow certain people to get away with that. It just you're not supposed to touch an official.
Because I think it's in the
it doesn't matter. It doesn't make. There weren't other moments. There weren't other
moments. Was that Rob
G?
Was the game over? Was that when the shot?
No, that was after. I mean, it was basically over because it was at the time that was.
Well, no, I'm saying was there literally
there was time on the clock.
Okay, I'm just trying to remember. Okay, because I enjoy using human discretion in a moment. I appreciated that, and I think we need more of that sometimes. Where, you'll see a guy, an NBA player, a football player do something out of emotion, like, and slap his knee or something hard, and the ref thinks he's trying to show him out, and he calls a tech on him. It's like, he was mad about it. He was frustrated with the moment, not really even you. He's just frustrated. So I wasn't mad at it. Dan Hurley He definitely was skating on. He's a habitual line stepper. We know that for sure. But I'm okay with this ref letting that go because how crazy would that have been? We're all screaming, watching the game. Everybody's like, oh my
he
gosh.
is one of the worst coaches in dealing with officials. I don't know how they could be chummied. He's the worst, Dan Hurley. He's such a sore loser. They should have thrown him out as soon as he made contact.
It's the Odd Couple. You know what time it is. It's your boys.
Let's get it. The Odd Couple is fun.
Check.
And informative.
Check.
What's up, America? You want to talk sports with one and a half of the best-looking guys in the game?
That game was incredible.
You are wrong. You'll be king of the water cooler.
What's it like working with Rob? Rob in his mind is like Chris Rock mixed with Richard Pryor, so I'm running out of fake laughs. Ha ha, Rob. Rob is very passionate.
Son, you ain't ready for this. Well, I don't have BS in my game. I'm straightforward. I'm honest. You say Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time, but Eli Manning beat him twice. And, of course, it doesn't hurt that I'm right most of the time. Kelvin is the nice guy, wants to make everybody feel warm and fuzzy.
You done? Let me tell you the truth. I bring the energy, a youthful energy. Rob's not gonna see this, is he? And I bring an honest opinion. Michael Jordan, I can't take it anymore. I need a break. I'm gonna go play baseball.
Trash Talking Tuesday is the best.
It's a great opportunity for folks to call in and they get to trash whomever.
Who you trashing, Roger?
I'm trashing LeBron James and Michael Jordan.
Oh, okay.
They can't even hold Wilt Chamberlain's shoes.
Stop talking about the king like that. It's a new era. Let LeBron be the best, please.
I only recognize one king in the United States, and that's Burger King. The connection with the Odd Couple audience is incredible. We really invite them in.
And they can relate, whether it be things about our own personal lives or our takes on sports.
Love you guys. You guys are killing it.
Hey, we appreciate you. Thank you for rocking with your boys. They feel like it's just my guys, just my friends, and they join right in on the show.
We talk with the listeners, not at them.
Obviously, you can listen to us live, but you can still check out the podcast. You can check out our YouTube. You can check us out on social media. So in any way you want to get it, you can get it.
Yes.
There's some yelling. It is some hot takes. It's a whole lot of fun. I'll give you that.
It is fun. I agree. Begrudgingly.
The Odd Couple.
Sports talk that's too good and too fun.
Tiger Woods pleaded not guilty to DUI in Florida, and he now says he is stepping away from golf to seek treatment. The Jacksonville Jaguars will play their home games in Orlando in 2027 when their stadium's renovations conclude. U.S. men's soccer right now is down 1-0 at the half to Portugal in Atlanta. The Americans lost a World Cup tune-up in Atlanta last Saturday, 5-2 to Belgium. Italy will not be in the World Cup this summer after losing a playoff at Bosnia today in a shootout. And Jamaica's not going either. Just lost in overtime to Congo, 1-0. To the NBA scoreboard at Orlando, Magic 44-39 over Phoenix mid-second quarter. Charlotte out to a lead at Brooklyn 26-14 late in the first. Golden State Steph Curry will miss another game Wednesday with the bad knee. To baseball, Jacob deGrom starting for the Rangers. They're up 3-1 at Baltimore in the fifth. Pete Alonso a homer. I'm Steve DeSager.
Can this sports writer and this sports fan share a radio show without driving each other crazy? Now, live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, here's Fox Sports Radio's Odd Couple, Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington.
Number two. That's right here on the Odd Couple. On a Trash Talking Tuesday. Don't forget, coming up a little later on, your chance to trash anyone, anything in the world of sports, and we will not, N-O-T, interrupt you. That's coming up in about 40 minutes or so. Don't forget to check out our brand new YouTube channel. We talk about it. A lot of people have subscribed, but we're missing some other people. This is your chance. Just search Odd Couple FSR on YouTube. Again, that's Odd Couple FSR. Be sure to hit the subscribe button. Don't stop there. Hit the thumbs up icon and comment away. There you go. Check it out on YouTube. Just search Odd Couple FSR and subscribe.
Yes, sir.
Again, Trash Talking coming up. A lot of other stuff to get to. But the news of the day, Rob G, is that I'd say boxer because of brawls he's been in. But one golfer is stepping away.
That's right. Hours after entering a not guilty plea for charges of misdemeanor DUI, Tiger Woods has released a statement saying that he will be stepping away from golf and the public light for a period of time to, quote, seek treatment and focus on my health. This is necessary in order for me to prioritize my well-being and work toward lasting recovery. As you guys recall, last week, Tiger Woods was involved in his fourth vehicular incident involving driving or operating a vehicle while under the influence, usually involving prescription medications, whether it be Xanax, Ambien. In this case, 2 pills of hydrocodone were found in his pockets, and even though he blew a 0.0 on the breathalyzer, blood test did confirm that he had prescription medication in his blood.
Yeah. When we were preparing for the show, I talked to Rob G, and I was saying this, and then right as we were getting ready to start our show, this comes out. But I think this is the beyond wake-up call. We're beyond that now, right? This is, I don't even know what you want to call it after a wake-up call. This has to be a massive lifestyle adjustment, a massive lifestyle change for Tiger Woods. Because by the grace of God, Rob, this has happened multiple times, and we're not saying Tiger Woods has killed a three car accident with 2 people dead, or a child killed in a car crash, or himself killed in a car crash. And I think we've gotten to a place where it's no longer about golf. I could care less at this point, right? I mean, we don't expect him to be the Tiger Woods he was, just even based off injuries. So this isn't about golf anymore. This isn't about being back in the limelight. This isn't about, funny memes and things like that. This is a man who has some issues, period. This is a human being who has major issues and what seems to be major addiction issues when it comes to prescription and pain pills. They said he had Oxycontin, I believe, in his pockets when they found him. He even admitted to having hydrocodone in his pocket. I mean, this is problematic. This is now, he's officially in, you have to fight to get your life together. period. No one cares about golf anymore. I don't care if he ever golfs again. This is officially, you have to get yourself checked in to get to the root of this, to get help, to battle this addiction, because this is clearly problematic. And again, by the grace of God, Rob, we're not reading about some crazy pileup that he's killed multiple people. And this happens every day in this country. It happens every day in the world. And for him, thankfully, that hasn't been the case for himself or somebody else. And it's a real problem right now. And I don't know when you get a car back. Rob, I was talking to Rob G earlier. This isn't instances where, he's driving through a neighborhood. He looked down on his phone, because initially he said he looked at his phone. He was looking down at his phone and he swerved or something.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Then we realized,
okay.
No. This isn't that where, and you kind of, as they call it, California roll through a stop sign and you bumper fender bender, where it's like, and some paid somebody $200,000 and you moved on. Not that that's good, but I'm saying these are minor things. This isn't a fender bender, where you bump the bumper, you come out, take somebody's insurance, you give them their, oh, sorry, man, oh, it's all right, things happen. These are rollover, flips over, on the side, rolling around, breaking legs, breaking hips. Like, these are really bad accidents, Rob. Falling asleep at the wheel, where they, remember that one several years ago, they come up to the light, he's high and he's passed out. Like, these are very bad occurrences where, again, I don't know how no one's been hurt aside from him or been killed. So absolutely, that should be the priority. I don't care about golf clubs. I don't care about a course. I don't care about Augusta or the Masters. He has to get his life in order for himself first, for his children, and for the other folks who are on the roads, that he doesn't harm anybody, and for the people who love him, because this has gotten very bad over the last decade or so, Rob, where it's almost, you don't believe when you see it, because you're like, wait, again? And these are the signs of, if you've ever dealt with anybody who's an addict, oftentimes you go, again? Or it's a DUI, or getting arrested, or almost overdosing to where, it's death. And you're again? And these are signs of people who have addiction. So I'm really, that's all I'm caring about for him, is that he gets whatever he needs to get his life together. Screw golf, forget a game, forget all that. That's what matters most.
All of that is true, but I think when I start to think about Tiger Woods, where he was and where he is now, I think that's the sad story. There was an image of Tiger Woods, what kind of guy he was, clean cut, you know what I mean? Wife, kid, beautiful kids, like the picture perfect life. Is that fair to say? I don't think.
That was the image.
And the image since is just somewhere totally different. Like, and people have, issues in life. No one is perfect or whatever, but a very ugly divorce involved with infidelity and voicemails and, to-go orders at Perkins out back. Yeah. I mean, just a lot of stuff. And now you start to hear all this. And again, he was in that really bad accident. He's lucky he didn't lose a leg. You remember how bad that was.
It was bad, yep.
And he was able to fight back from that. And here we go again. And I'm happy that he's stepping away and finally someone has talked to him and said, hey, we need to correct this. But, man, it's hard for me to think of the old Tiger Woods, even with all the winning, even with everything. This Tiger Woods I don't recognize. And I mean over the last 10 years or whatever it's been, I don't recognize this guy. Who is this guy? Who is this selfish guy to put himself on the road and with the potential of hurting other people, harming other people?
Regularly.
Yeah, like I don't know who this guy is. It's different, and it's disappointing, it's sad, and it just tells you about perception or what people might sell you compared to what is the reality of life. Is that unfair? I just don't look at him the same way.
And listen, I
don't feel the same way about Tiger Woods. I don't.
Yeah, I think you bring up something very real there that, we've seen other athletes, we've seen entertainers talk about, especially, I remember this is a way lesser scale, but it's just an example. If you remember the R&B singer, pop singer, Brandy, you know, she was going through things where they like, you have to be the princess. Like, you have to be this, you have to be that. And I remember her finally kind of coming out, you know, several years ago now, explaining, yo, I wanted to do this. Yo, I wanted to be that. But they kept, you have to protect this princess. You know, I was free from the pressure of the lie. I was free from the pressure of the sell, right? Selling you that I'm this, or that my life is that, or that we are this. And you hear people say, I was so happy when whatever happened, because I finally got to almost say, someone help me. I've been this, or I've been battling this. You all just didn't know. And I think that's a part of that. I think whether all the drama first led to the prescriptions, you know, I don't want to play doctor, or if the prescription were a part of it, but I think it's just, we've seen him spiral.
Even his last relationship, and I'm just, stop me if I'm incorrect. But he was with some woman, and he brought her a one-way ticket to somewhere, I can't remember, and dropped her off right at the airport. Like even that, like, you're Tiger Woods. That's the way to, you know what I mean? Like that sounds so. What is that?
I wonder too, Rob.
Isn't that the story?
If the life
was that the story, Rob G?
Was that it, Rob G?
Yes, he. Jump in.
May 2023, Erica Herman accused Tiger Woods of having his lawyer break up with her at an airport in October 22, tricked her into packing for a vacation, brought her bags to the airport, and said they were breaking up.
He tricked her because he knows that she wouldn't take the stuff. You know what I mean? Like, she wouldn't leave. Like, you would have had to drag her out of that house. I'm serious. She probably wouldn't leave the house for 4 years, like, with fear that they're going to change the locks, or you'll never be able to get in.
Straight squatting in the house. Look,
but
man,
but I remember that. That's where Tiger Woods is.
Yeah, I just wonder too, and I mean, remember that whole big story that came up out of him, how he treated the Marines. I think it was the Marines, right? Hanging with them and using all their stories, and working out, and then would never buy the lunch, would never buy the dinners, and all that. And listen. I do wonder if there's been some life skills that have been missed or skipped because you were a prodigy since you were, 3 years old on the Tonight Show, whatever it was. And just, you never had a quote-unquote normal life.
Mike Douglas show. That was
Mike that's what it was on, Mike Douglas show, yeah. So I wonder if any of that, just you never had kind of the normal ups and downs, bumps and bruises, living a normal quote-unquote, like Michael Jackson almost. I never got to be a kid, if you will. But it's just sad, man, and it really is disappointing. And you brought it up, and I hope, one thing that I hope that maybe we've seen from these types of falls, whether you want to include a Mike Tyson, a Mike Vick, Charlie Sheen, or whoever, is that you mentioned it. Money doesn't mean you ain't going through some stuff. Money doesn't mean your relationship's going to be perfect with your spouse, or that you don't have demons, or that you don't have luggage or baggage that you bring to relationships, that you don't have your own battles. And I hope we've realized that the people we prop up, the people we see in the magazines, in the movies, on the ball games, they're very talented. They're great. They work exceptionally hard, but they're also humans and can be flawed. And we're all flawed. It's just the magnitude, right? Obviously, we all have our own things. It may be mine, might be different than yours, might be different than his, might be different than hers, might be different than theirs. And I just hope we have some more of a better reflection of that. I think there was an era in society where we acted as if celebrities were perfect humans with flawless. And now I think we've been able to realize, man, they got some real issues, and they're all going through things. And again, there's levels to it. I don't want to act like everyone's dealing with that. But we're all on this earth, man, dealing with stuff, fighting through stuff, trying to be better. And this is just a reminder of that, because, again, you mentioned the fall from grace. I mean, it is – OJ might take the cake of all time, maybe, if I'm off the top of my dome. But, man, I mean, just every time Tiger Woods rehabilitates himself, his image, something happens, right? He gets back. He got the TGL league. He just announced last week he's coming back competitively. You're like, all right, he looks good. He's in great shape. Tiger Woods is being more vocal. He's doing commercials. You're seeing him more, like, all right, man, getting his life back with his son Charlie, and here we are again, man.
It's a mess. It definitely is a mess. He needs help, and I'm glad he's getting it. All right,
I'm glad he didn't even just try. He went straight to that. You know what I mean? Didn't try to, we didn't have to wait weeks and months for him to finally admit it. He just jumped right straight into it.
Thank God.
I'm happy for him. Yeah, thank God.
All right, it's only March, but you can already tell who's the next NFL head coach to get fired. I mean, it's just the writing is on the wall. We'll do that next. It is The Odd Couple on a Trash Talking Tuesday. Rob, Parker, Kelvin, Washington, where we deliver insight, not noise, right here on Fox Sports Radio. Stick and stay.
Because Uncle Kelv might be able to give you some help in the US of A.
That is. If you got some financial stuff you need help with, I got you. Every sports season is built on preparation, studying the trends and making the necessary adjustments to reach the ultimate goal. Investing deserves the same approach, and with Webull, you've access to real-time market data, advanced tools, and an intuitive app that is designed to help you make informed decisions. And whether you're actively trading stocks, you got options or ETFs and more, or maybe you're planning long-term for you and the fam with IRAs, cash management, and custodial accounts for children, Webull gives you all the tools you need to invest your way, all in one platform. So looking to take your preparation to the next level? Check out Webull's Learn resources and join their in-app community feed to discuss investing trends and happenings alongside 25 million users globally. And now you have to help streamline your trading activities and elevate your strategy. You can try out Vega, and it's Webull's personal assistant, market assistant AI that gives you real-time analysis, watch list insights, and alerts when earnings drop. So get your financial get your financial game together, I should say. Get your portfolio right by downloading the Webull app today, or you can visit Webull.com. Go check them out.
Webull Financial LLC, member SIPC FINRA. Investing involves risk. For more information, visit Webull.com/disclosures.
Yeah, it's a bad day for us Piston fans right now. Detroit basketball is down in a big way. Cade Cunningham officially diagnosed with a collapsed lung, expected to miss an extended period of time. They didn't say initially how long he's going to miss. Later reports confirmed it's going to be a minimum of 2 weeks. So even though Detroit is atop the Eastern Conference, they're currently winning against Washington. It's going to be tough to close the season without your best player, your only playmaker. And as a sidebar, unless he comes back at exactly 2 weeks, there is a very, very good chance that he will not be eligible for any postseason awards. This was a guy who was an MVP candidate as recently as 2 weeks ago, seemed like a shoo-in for first-team All-NBA, and now he could be left out of the cold completely.
And rightfully so. If you don't play enough games, and it's not has anything to do with Cade Cunningham, and he's had a tremendous season. But that's just the rules, and it makes sense. It's always been, I talk about it all the time, you don't qualify in Major League Baseball if you don't have 3.1 per plate appearances, right? Mm-hmm. That's what you need for 162 games. If you don't get that, you don't qualify. It's just that simple. Somebody could play 100 games in baseball, hit 400. They're not winning the batting title. They won't have enough at-bats. So the same thing when it goes to Cade and other players involved in this. But my biggest story, I think, and I know people are a little worked up about that he's not going to be up for awards. But I think if I was a Pistons fan, woke up and saw that news, the season's over for the Detroit Pistons. You could discount it, poo-poo it, try to make it not be so, and, he's going to be reevaluated in 2 weeks. He's not going to be ready to play in 2 weeks. Reevaluated. Then it's going to take you about a week or so to get revved up to play. So you're in a situation where you're going to be without him. Mark my words, the Celtics will catch the Pistons. The Celtics will catch the Pistons, win the Eastern Conference, and this will be the beginning of what looked like a beautiful season for the Pistons. But as you look at it, he's the guy, the creator, the guy who can score for them. Their outside shooting, their three-point shooting, abysmal. I'm sorry. It's Cade and nobody for the most part. It's Cade. He's the stirrer. He's the drink stirrer. Mm-hmm. Cade Cunningham. And to act like a collapsed lung is like a sprained ankle and he'll be all right and he'll be right back in there. It ain't that. It's a little tricky. Are there broken ribs with that collapsed lung? He could have broken ribs in there.
I mean, he took for those who didn't see what happened, he took like a knee to his lower left side.
But like usually that's
something
where
punctured it or something.
Something punctured it, so there could be 1 or 2 broken ribs in there. I like the 4 ribs at Grouse, but not when it comes to Cade Cunningham and the Pistons playoff.
You only getting 4?
That's all. 4 for $5. 4 bones. That's okay.
No, the deal is good, but I'll be hungry.
$5.
I mean, I
it's
guess
just
that's
a
why
lunch.
you get
It's a
that in the
snack.
thigh, and then that makes sense.
It's just a snack. All right, but I'm convinced.
But Rob, you weren't convinced they were going to do anything in the first place. So this ain't a new revelation for you.
That the season's over. I didn't say that.
But I'm saying you didn't. My point is, what did you think they were going to do anyway?
Go to the second round, win an easy first round matchup, and
so they're not going to win a first round. You're saying?
I'm not convinced. Not with that. Not with that team.
Matchups matter.
Yeah, who are they playing? And then if Cade's not playing, I'm not convinced.
I expect him to play in the playoffs. We got
what Cade are you getting in the playoffs?
As long as I get,
you got broken barbecue ribs.
Yeah, well, listen, as long as he got us, that's why we keep a spare. Ain't there such thing as a spare rib? We keep a spare rib around here, Rob. Dang it, we're gonna bandage him up. We're gonna give him some little holistic medicine. We're gonna call Alex, give him some beat it up juice or whatever you call it, and he'll be all right. No, a couple of things. One, obviously it sucks, but let me offer a silver lining or the way to find maybe a blessing in disguise. Even I, which is why I haven't said they're going to the NBA Finals, no, they need somebody who can take it to the next level. Jalen Duren has been amazing. Last game he had, I think it was 36 and 12 on like 75% shooting. He's been great. He's been an all-star. He's been spectacular. But he's not necessarily a guy you dump it down and say, give me a bucket. He can. And to his credit, he takes full advantage of teams who don't have the size and the strength that he has. I love to see kind of a throwback doing that. But you do need a bucket getter from the outside. And I'm wondering if I'm the Pistons to say, nobody wants our best player to have a punctured lung. Are you kidding me? Sounds awful. But can we, for the next 2 to 3 weeks, find some more offense, find some better sets, find some better ways to get guys shots, find some better looks for people? Does a guy step into a role that we say, we know he was solid, but dang, he actually really can produce or create for us. And now all of a sudden you got something that you can become an additive or an addition as you get into postseason. I mean,
but the only issue I have with logic is that you don't know what Cade is coming back, or you don't know to what degree.
So only going by based off what we know. So typically they say somebody's out when they've had this happen, 3.5 weeks has kind of been the average that someone is out with a punctured or collapsed lung, 3.5 weeks. So for them, that would lead them kind of walking right into the postseason.
Are you into video games, celebrities, or just a good time? The Global Gaming League is a video game league with celebrity-owned teams from T-Pain to Neo, competing in everything from Call of Duty to Tetris. Sign up and join the league now at globalgamingleague.com.
All right, DJ Alex, classic right here. It is the Odd Couple, Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington on a Trash Talking Tuesday, and that is coming up in a little over 20 minutes or so, so get yours ready. We'll get some calls for those in a little bit. And professional wrestling fans, the action continues every week. TNA Thursday Night Impact every week. Don't miss the adrenaline, the drama, and the total nonstop action as you watch your favorite TNA wrestling star. For showtimes and more information, visit TNAWrestling.com. Rob, man, Aaron Glenn somehow might be the best thing for the Jets because he's like the gift that keeps on giving for us in this business. Rob G, Aaron Glenn at it again?
Yes, sir, in a very big way. As you guys know, Aaron Glenn swung and missed with his first quarterback decision last season. He shut down Aaron Rodgers, in face-to-face meeting that lasted all of 15 seconds, and then threw the bag at Justin Fields. Obviously, that kind of backfired in a big way. So now they got a new quarterback. They traded for Geno Smith, most recently of my Vegas Raiders. And Aaron Glenn told reporters at the Tuesday morning NFL annual meeting, quote, "I just feel like he's the guy that's going to lead us to the promised land." Rob Parker looks sick.
Another time to throw up in my mouth. I just don't get it. And you know what? I do get it. Some guys just aren't head coaches. And that's what this is like. Why are you setting yourself up for this? Why are you putting that out there? Geno's coming off of playing an awful season in Las Vegas. He was awful. And that's the guy you're hitching your wagon to and talking up. Hey, we have a lot of making up to do as an organization after last year. I was embarrassed by it. We're going to play better. And guess what? Geno does too. Geno has skills. Geno can play. He didn't play well last year, but I think he can play. And if we can all get it together, we can turn. Is that a different conversation? Is that
100%.
It's a better soundbite. It just is. I'm not asking you to rip Geno Smith. You traded for him, right? So I'm not asking you to do that. But this makes no sense. And I just don't understand why he's setting himself up. I'm convinced he's going to be fired after this year. Maybe during the season. I'm convinced of it. There's nothing. Remember Hackett? What was his name? Nathaniel Hackett.
Nathaniel Hackett, yeah.
We called him Ken Hackett after one game. I'm not even kidding you.
Sitting right there. I know he had to
okay.
Be mad.
and we shocked. This is me and Chris talked about this. We're like, dude, this is like this. Remember, he had to hire a game manager for the clock after the second week. Like you were head coach and you don't know how to manage the clock. You remember they got Russell Wilson, and they, instead of going for it, they had the kicker kick like an 89-yard field goal attempt. Like really bad stuff where you said this guy's not a head coach. I'm starting to believe that Aaron Glenn is not a head coach. He doesn't have a temperament for it or the understanding of it, and it's shocking how clumsy, terrible he is with the media, considering that he played there. He played in New York. Mm-hmm. And he's come back and he's a heel. It's hard to even want to root for the guy because he just, I don't know, go talk to Rich Cimini if you want to find out. If Rich Cimini's been there for 40 years, you're shocked that he has sources? He's shocked? Oh, I'm not telling you who the starting quarterback is every week. What? That's your head coach? Come on.
Man, first of all, Moses is rolling around in heaven right now, mad as heck, talking about, I'm going to take my people to the promised land. What promised land is he talking about? Because, number one, here's the thing, Rob, couple of things. Pete Carroll could have possibly said that last season because Pete Carroll had at least had success with Geno, right? We saw the best version of Geno with it. So if he wanted to say that, right or wrong, he could say that. He has some type of history. The only history that Geno has with the Jets is bad history, right?
A broken jaw. How's that?
A broken jaw, playing lousy football. The team stinks. So Jet fans are saying, wait, this is the guy that's leading us to the promised land. The same guy that we had who was a horrible, quarterback at the time and the worst version of himself. Now, I'm not saying it's Geno's fault, but I'm saying as a Jets fan, you would probably say that's the history. That's what you remember from that. And so I don't understand why he continues to set himself up, set the bar so high where we know it's going to fail, right? You said the promised land with Geno Smith. That makes no sense. This isn't Andy Reid saying, I'm glad, Patrick Mahomes is back after the injury. This is our guy that's going to lead us to the promised land. He's done it. You know it. And you can understand why he would vouch for his guy like that. They do not have a history like that. Geno was 27th out of 28th of all eligible quarterbacks, I believe, in QBR last year. He looked terrible. And again, you don't have the rapport with him. And you guys, and mind you, you just got rid of every coach but you. So this is just, again, there's no track record of Aaron Glenn having success right now with the Jets and having some type of vision where you know where this is going. And for me, I said this whenever we were talking when he fired all his coaches, when he,
let's forget about that. He fired everybody.
Yeah,
He
fired all the coaches
that he hired.
When he brought in Geno, when he brought him in a month or so ago, a couple months, whatever it was. And I said, Rob, I'm not convinced. I am convinced, I should say. I think Aaron Glenn wants to be a defensive coordinator for the Lions again. Remember I said that? Like, maybe he just wants to get back to being a defensive coordinator. Maybe he wants to get on TV because he's got personality, he's got flair, and make a bunch of money on TV because he continues to set himself up to be the heel, right? You bring in Justin Fields and act like he's the Don Dada, like he's one of them ones.
Which was a stretch, even at that point.
You paid
right?
him well, right? You paid him well, and that's coming from me, who was saying, "Yeah, he should have got a better fair."
And remember, they said that he looked better than Aaron Rodgers in camp. Remember that,
right? You do Aaron Rodgers. Hey, come fly to us. Come back for a minute. All right, we don't want you no more. Now get up, fly back. I mean, it's just been a wild year or so for Aaron Glenn, and he doesn't have the history where you can point to. Right? This isn't a coach. Like, if this were Mike Tomlin right now, someone would go, well, he had 20 years of Super Bowl, 2 Super Bowl appearances, 1 title, and you could, you know what I mean? You could muster up things. This ain't that. And so I'm just shocked by that, man. I really am. I'm shocked that he would hitch his wagon to Justin Fields and then hitch his wagon to now Geno Smith and say he is going to take him to the promised land. All right. On the way, Kyle Shanahan might be on to something about the NFL and how they're not doing things right by the league and the teams. We'll tell you that in just a moment. Steve DeSager now going to get you updated on what's trending. Hey, Steve.
Let's start with the NFL item as the Jacksonville Jaguars will play their home games in Orlando in 2027 when their stadium's renovations conclude. This year, stadium capacity in Jacksonville will be limited. Tiger Woods pleaded not guilty to DUI in Florida, and he says he's stepping away from golf to seek treatment. U.S. men's soccer now down 2-0 to Portugal in Atlanta in an exhibition tonight, 60th minute. The Americans already lost a World Cup tune-up over the weekend in Atlanta, 5-2 to Belgium. Italy will not be in the World Cup this summer after losing a playoff at Bosnia today in a shootout. Turkey won 1-0 at Kosovo, so Turkey will be in the USA's group in June. On to the NBA scoreboard, and the Houston Rockets started 9 of 10 shooting from the floor. They're 13 of 15 right now at late first quarter at Houston. Rockets over the Knicks 31-14. Halftime at Orlando, Magic 70-56 up on Phoenix, and late first half at Charlotte leading at Brooklyn 51-39. Golden State's Steph Curry will miss another game on Wednesday, and he's doubtful for Thursday with the bad knee, but he did practice fully today, so maybe he'll play this Sunday. Reportedly into the Basketball Hall of Fame this weekend, Doc Rivers, Mark Few, and others. No official announcement yet. Among the 10 NHL contests at Boston, the Bruins lead the Stars 2-1 late in the second period, and the Canadiens are tied 1-1 at Tampa Bay in the second. To Major League Baseball, the Rangers' Jacob deGrom was cleared to pitch tonight after neck stiffness last week. He went 4 2/3 innings, 7 strikeouts. It's a 4-3 Texas lead at Baltimore in the top of the 7th. deGrom did give up a Pete Alonso home run and also a 2-run double to Gunnar Henderson that tied it in the 5th. The Miami Marlins at home lead in the 7th inning, 4-2 over the White Sox. Pittsburgh got 5 runs in the second. It's now Pirates 6-1 in the lead at Cincinnati in the bottom of the 6th. 7th inning stretch at Philadelphia. Phil's got an early home run from Kyle Schwarber and lead 3-2 over Washington. And at Toronto, Max Scherzer, the starting pitcher. He's thrown 5 scoreless innings, 69 pitches. Blue Jays 0-0 with Colorado in the bottom of the 5th. Back to you.
All right, Steve, thank you so much. I couple Rob and Kelvin on a Trash Talking Tuesday. If you want to line up now, 877-99 on Fox, 877-99 on Fox. If you want to hop in on that, we'll do it in about 10 minutes or so, give or take, if you want to jump in. Rob G, I brought this up with Ephraim. Kyle Shanahan, he's saying that there is no benefit for Australia games, and we talked a little bit about it. The 49ers are going to be heading out to Australia, and you even heard him talk about they got the coaches all meeting right now. He was kind of mad and was saying how the Rams should have to come play them in Mexico, saying if we got to travel and they want to play us, they should come and have to travel as well.
Yeah, that's exactly what's going on. And what's interesting is Robert Kraft actually said this, I think maybe end of February, early March. I don't even know if we had time to get to it because of the Super Bowl and the fallout, all that. But according to Kraft, this is all part of like a grand scheme by the NFL, by Roger Goodell and the powers that be. That their plan is to get to 18 games and have every team play at least one international game per season. Now, this is the first time they're playing in Australia, but as you guys have noted, in what world does it make sense for a league that claims to care about player safety to add another regular season game and add to, what is it, an 18-hour flight to Australia?
14 nonstop from L.A. I don't know where Ephraim was flying from or what airline he was on. I don't know. Maybe it was 14 hours. It was crazy. And I'm going to tell you this.
I've ever done anything trying to think. Go ahead. I'm just trying to think how long I've been on.
when you get off the plane, you're like in another place. It was mind-boggling to me. It was really, really strange. And then once you get off the plane and you decide, okay, I'm going to be here for a couple of weeks, right, 2.5 weeks or whatever, I'm telling you, a few days in, you think about, I got to get back on that plane and go back. Do you know what I mean? Like that seeps back in. Because Ephraim said he slept for 10 hours. Thank God.
He got up and still was like, how much more hours longer?
Oh, God. And I was on a double-decker. There were 500 people on the flight. It's 2 decks.
Yeah.
500 people fly. When you fly that far, it's not going to be, you're not flying 39 people. You know what I mean?
We ain't doing that.
500
we will cancel the flight
people.
until we get more people. Like, no, we need more people. We're not doing that.
I don't understand it. I really don't. I think, I'm not, Shanahan, I think Shanahan's right. It just doesn't serve a purpose. You're not really selling tickets. Okay, a one-time deal or something, but people can watch if you have fans in Australia. They keep doing the same thing. You can still sell merchandise without having to play games there. People don't need a game there every year. It's just greed. Yeah, do you know what I mean? If they can watch it on television and all these streaming devices, they can watch it in Australia. They can go to NFL.com and buy a jersey or a hat. You don't have to go there.
And Rob G asked, how is this helping? How is this beneficial? And that's the thing, Rob G. There's a certain point where somebody keeps showing you who they are, and they just been showing the NFL for years, the players, association, and everybody, even fans. We don't care. We don't care about their health like that. We'll do some things. We'll try to find the big pads on the helmet now that they wear, but we ultimately don't care. Let's add another game. Let's have you traveling all. When players say, I don't feel right when I'm traveling, I'm all weirded out, I'm tired and concerned about my family, all these different things, they say, yeah, man up, we don't care. And they continue to show you that. They continue to show you they only give you 5 years of health insurance after you play the game, and you only get 5 years of insurance, and you're retiring at 27 like 28, the average player, and you don't even think, I'm healthy, I'm in my best prime position.
You don't even need health insurance.
You don't even need it. And then when you really need it, like TJ Houshmandzadeh told us, he said, man, I didn't even need it. He didn't go to a doctor for 8 years after he retired. But of course, that's 3 years after the health insurance is gone.
Ran out.
The league has officially, they've proven many times that they don't care about the players. It is up to the players to either one or two things. You either have to just know they don't care and then do what's best for you personally, individually. Meaning like, all right, I'm going to plan for this. I'm going to have my insurance set up. I'm going to have my money like this.
But it's not even
or
that.
Or it's the Players Association.
They want an 18th game. We're not going to discuss it unless we get a lifetime health insurance. Right? I mean,
but we know that's not happening, right? That's why I said eventually you got to just know.
But they're dying for it, right? They're dying for the 18th game. Yeah, you could have lifetime health care the same that they get in Major League Baseball. What is the problem? What's the problem?
You know what they'll do. They'll stall you out. They'll start stalling checks. And everybody ain't Patrick Mahomes. And you got second, third string receivers and second, third string offensive linemen who are only making, I know it sounds crazy to the average American, but only making like $1 million. And they know they only going to get it for like 4 years. I don't want to waste that. And so that's why they're preying on the little man and not the guys who aren't making big bank to eventually give in and not want to vote for stuff. And they know that. And so that's why I said you have to just come into it knowing I'm maximizing my opportunities financially. I'm investing, I'm saving, because I'm only going to get a handful of cracks at this. I have to prepare for my insurance now. Hey, babe, hey, wife, let's look into it. Let's do it now. What's going to be a good long-term plan we can invest in? All that kind of stuff. Because they're not going to look out for you. They're not setting things up for you. And you have to be okay going in and knowing that so you can do it for yourself. But just traveling, making these guys travel all the way to Australia, injuries, they're battered, they're already tired. Just, it makes zero sense. And they eventually said, we don't care about you. We Dagner started to not care about the American fans anymore, Rob. They
don't care. They keep taking games away from them. Right.
We want global. We have maxed out in America. All you Mickey Fickies love us. We already know the number. 150 million people are going to watch the Super Bowl, whatever. We know where we're at with y'all. Let's go get fans in Australia. Let's go get fans in Mexico. Let's go get fans in Ireland. Let's go get fans across the world. That's all they care about at this point, is tapping into the global market. And they've made it very abundantly clear at this point.
All right, 877-99 on Fox, 877-996-6369. if you want to get in on Trash Talking, here's your chance.
Trash Talking Tuesday. It's your chance to do it. You got the number, 877-99 on Fox. We'll take those calls next. It's the Odd Couple on a Trash Talking Tuesday, Fox Sports Radio. So you got to start to looking at, Rob G, looking at the teams who are going to win it. And some of them are favored to have those freshman phenoms.
Yeah, you know what's crazy is year in, year out, we always talk about tournament time, like, hey, who's going to win it? Who's going to cut down the nets? And usually it comes down to one or two things. Either, because full disclosure, most of these people picking brackets are not watching all these college basketball games.
Right.
So they're going by either
from the Fox Sports Studios
Ken
in Los
or whatever
Angeles.
makes this team as the best team in the country. I'm just going to roll with them. Or more than likely, I've heard of this guy before. I've heard of this coach before. I'm going to bet on Coach Izzo. I'm going to bet on Coach K. And in this case, if you've been living under a rock, the entire college basketball season has been revolving around the play of a handful of freshmen. They're calling it the greatest freshman class that we've ever seen as it relates to NBA draft prospects. It's headlined by four guys. Number one, Cameron Boozer, Duke. He's going to be the National Player of the Year. He's on a quest right now to become, I think, just the second player ever to get National Player of the Year and win a national championship as a freshman. Number two, a guy we've talked about on this show, Darren Peterson over in Kansas. Now, they're only a 4 seed, but by all accounts, Darren Peterson was viewed as the number one draft prospect in this class. Now, because of some load management, some injury issues, we don't know what it is, his stock is kind of taking a hit. So now it's like, hey, this is where he's going to reestablish himself as the best player in the country. Number 3, A.J. DeBansa. He's a guy we've known about for years, even before these other two, because he was viewed as the next Tracy McGrady, the next great lanky wing player to come out. And then he goes to play with BYU, and it's like, well, that raised some eyebrows. What's he doing playing at BYU when you're a 5-star prospect? Leading scorer in the country, all eyes are on him. And last but not least, the guy who's kind of taken this basketball world by storm, especially in the last couple of weeks, Acuff Jr. out of Arkansas.
He's nice.
Nephew, a friend of the show, Rashad Phillips, who might get on this week to talk about it. He is being viewed as, hey, if this was any other year, this kid is in that John Wall, Russell Westbrook, Derrick Rose class of point guards. If there's anybody who can lead their team deep, it's this kid. He's explosive. They just won the SEC tournament. So, guys, I ask you, given how ballyhooed this freshman class is, how much are you betting on one of these 4 guys cutting down the nets at the end of the tournament?
I'm going with none. And they're amazingly talented. We get it. They've been driving the basketball ratings as far as notoriety. You talked about the names you're looking for. But historically, Rob G, I got to just say it doesn't really work when you have these fabulous freshmen, these freshman phenoms. And this is coming from somebody born and raised in Ann Arbor, Michigan, who saw the Fab Five and cried tears as a 10, 11-year-old when they lost back-to-back, in NCAA championship games. And it was difficult. And there's something to that. And by the way, these teams we're talking about ain't loaded like that. That team would go on to have a Hall of Famer in Chris Webber, a heck of a player in Jalen Rose, and a really, really good player in Juwan Howard, and so on and so forth, Jimmy King and Ray Jackson. But my point is they had some guys. These teams don't even have that. You're looking at Carmelo Anthony, who did it in 03, Anthony Davis in 2012, and really Jahlil Okafor, who led that Duke team back in 2015. That's it for the most part when you had these outstanding players who were freshmen. I just think it's too difficult for multiple reasons, Rob G. You're looking at teams that nowadays, Rob, how many jokes do I make last year around this time? I said, Rob, that guy looks like he went to high school with me and you. Or that guy looks like this. These kids are still getting the COVID years. You're still getting kids who get the 5th year, kids who find the way to get these 6 years. There's so much experience. Teams are transferring and getting transfer players who have been playing for years at other schools. So it is more difficult. You're having teams with so much experience. So many guys are on these teams that have done this before. And then you're playing teams when you're going to these tournaments that have nothing to lose, right? You're playing teams, we ain't going to win. We ain't going to win. So, therefore, they're playing styles and shooting up threes that you're not ready for. It is too much to ask these freshman phenoms to carry a team that is so reliant on them all the way through the tournament. That's why, Rob, I think it's just too difficult for them to do. And not to mention, I believe also sometimes with these players the last, 7-8 years, in the back of their brain, the NBA is a consolation prize, right? So it becomes, I'm trying. I want to win this tournament game, but if we lose, guess where I'm going? I'll be a top 5, top 6, top 7 pick in a matter of a few weeks anyway. So in the back of your brain, you kind of have that thing you can rely on and say, well, if we lose, so what? I'm going to be a top pick, a lottery pick, and you have that.
You think they think that when they're out there playing, really?
No, I think they're competing, but subconsciously, what's the worst that can happen? Whereas
I'm just saying,
I'm
like, if you're
so
playing,
back in the
I
90s,
just couldn't imagine be thinking about, okay, I'm playing in a basketball game. No, I'm dead serious.
I'm serious.
This ain't football where you don't want to play in a meaningless game. I get that. You're playing in a tournament. I don't know how.
I think
you're
they
at 19 years old
want to win, but if in the back of your brain, this is the difference when you know you're one and done.
Are you into video games, celebrities, or just a good time? The Global Gaming League is a video game league with celebrity-owned teams from T-Pain to Neo, competing in everything from Call of Duty to Tetris. Sign up and join the league now at globalgamingleague.com.
Fox Sports Radio, Odd Couple, Rob, Kelvin, Trash Talking Tuesday. Just ready to get into that in just one moment here. Are you into video games? What about celebrities? What about having a good time? Well, the Global Gaming League is a video game league with celebrity-owned teams. You got T-Pain, Neo, and more competing in everything from Call of Duty to Tetris. So sign up, join the league now at globalgamingleague.com. Go check that out. Rob, it is time now for Trash Talking Tuesday.
Don't you ever talk about me. It's Trash Talking Tuesday.
It's your teeth, Reggie. I don't know whether to smile at you or kick a field goal, man.
Let's do it.
All right. Let's start with Mike in Boise. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. Who you trashing, Mike?
What's up, fellas? Thanks for the great show. I'm trashing Mr. Rob Parker.
Uh-oh.
Rob Parker,
what you done did?
on last Thursday, on TV theme show Thursday, you were 2 words behind every song you were singing. You got to get with that. And don't give me, did I do that?
Did I do that?
Thanks for the great time. Thanks for the great show.
I appreciate it. Now, you know
No
what?
doubt. Did you need me here, Rob? What was going on?
Did I do that? Did I do that?
You want me to keep you on track?
Well, the
You need me to
problem
keep you
was
on
he said
pace?
Thursday. We were in New York. That's the problem.
Okay, you might have been a little off with the
with the. Sometime when we're singing, I do see that it's not matching up.
Yeah. Okay. I'll let it slide.
I'm sorry. We were in New York. I'm sorry about that.
In New York.
All right, 877-99 on Fox. Orlando and El Paso. You're on the Odd Couple. Fox Sports Radio. Who you trashing, Orlando?
Hey, guys.
How are you?
Trashing. Good, guys. Thank you. It's been a minute. I'm just going to keep it simple. I'm going to trash Tiger Woods, man. This guy, he just needs to chill out and just get out of the spotlight with all his DUI nonsense and whatever. Or else the current administration is going to come calling and also make him a DUI hire for the Secretary of Transportation. Give me a break with this guy.
My goodness gracious.
Come on, Orlando.
All right, Orlando, thank you. How about Greg in Vegas? You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. Who you trashing, Greg?
Hey, what's up? What's up, guys?
How are you?
Man, I'm good, man. I'm trashing John Shire, bro. Look, it's time for him to go, man. Go hire J.J. Redick. Go get J.J. Redick. Heck, go get Shane Battier. I'm sick of him blowing leads in the last 2 minutes. He should have called a timeout in the game. I'm sick of him. He has to go. John Shire, leave, please, right now.
I ain't arguing.
No,
I mean, I get it, and a lot of their minions came after me on Twitter, which is fine.
Yeah, it's so funny the things that what gets people going.
And I get it. They're fans. They don't want their butt hurt. They lost, and they're like, oh, we don't want to get rid of our coach. Okay, that's fine. You can be Duke, and maybe you won't win. I'm just saying, like, if you would have asked fans with even John Calipari, right? Oh, you would take it in Kentucky. Look at all the great players he brought there. To me, that run there was disappointing. More, they won one championship.
Yeah, you like want a little bit more with the caliber of guys he got.
Like he won one like again, and I hate to keep picking on Kevin Ollie, but he shows up at UConn. He won you know what I mean? Yep. Like John Calipari had all these players, and they won one time. It was always disappointing.
Kevin Ollie is definitely set everybody back because him coming in for a handful of years, sneaking out one. Guys 30, 40, 25, 50 years, whatever, only get one. Kevin Ollie definitely set him back where it's like, hold on, you snuck up in here and got one.
He came in and got one like that. Rob G, who
I thought y'all said it was hard.
I'm trashing friend of the show, friend of the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio weekend host, Arnie Spanier.
Okay.
Because earlier this morning, Arnie sends me a text with a link to an article by First and Penn entitled, What's Happening to the Black National Sports Radio Host? He's very excited about it. He's like, hey, make sure you send this to Rob. Rob's really going to appreciate this. Little did he know, Rob is the featured guest in the entire column. So he sent me an article to something he never even read. What are we doing here, Arnie?
Wait a minute. Now, Rob, I need some answers. What was this article about? What's going on here?
No, this is actually, and we know this, a friend of ours, Clinton Yates, who got fired recently, right? I mean, that's that's a big loss for sports talk radio, having a black voice, and they keep disappearing. There are a few of us, Kelvin. There are guys on the radio, but most of them are former athletes. I'm talking about the black voices.
Yep.
There's very few. Freddie Coleman, we know, right? Me, you, and there was another guy at CBS. What was his name? JR. Was another guy at CBS who was not a former athlete, who had a show, and then of course CBS went away. So it keeps dwindling as you keep looking around, you know what I mean, of black national talk show radio.
You brought up the best part about this.
JR Sports Brief. I knew it was that was his name of his show.
Shout out to him. Yeah, you brought up a great point. The specific part of not an ex-athlete. Because that's where they'll try to say, no, we got all these people. We got him, we got her, we got them, we got him, No, if it's almost like if you're not an ex-athlete, you're not good enough. If you're not an ex-athlete, you can now. Plenty of our counterparts can never touch the ball, but they can be on radio. They can be on TV. You're right, especially with radio, where that is a concerning thing. That there's always the ease of going to get ex-athlete and pairing with them somebody else, but it rarely is it an African American who's, as they call it, the A or the B chair, leading the show. So that's interesting.
It is.
That is interesting.
Yeah, we got one more. Let's squeeze one more in. Hey, Ryan in Dallas, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. Who you trashing, Ryan?
Odd Couple, what's up, bro? Love the show.
Thank you.
I just want to trash talk Jerry Jones for not signing any free agents this season.
Okay.
That's a good point.
It is.
I can't think of any real splashy sign.
That was so short and sweet. Can we squeeze in? We got room for Mr. JD in Phoenix. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. Who you trashing, Mr. JD?
Yes, I'm trashing ESPN and Disney, the home of Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck, the fast forward, Dan Orlovsky, famously known for running out of the end zone for safety. Now I'm supposed to listen to him about good quarterback play. His contract came up, and ESPN should have got out of it, but they doubled down and gave him a new contract. He's on just every sports block on ESPN, and I'm going to cut the TV off pretty soon on ESPN. Thank you guys very much.
All right, appreciate it.
All right, no doubt.
And thanks for listening to Fox Sports Radio and to this program. We appreciate it. And there you go, a spirited edition of Trash Talking Tuesday. We appreciate everybody.
I was waiting on Kid. Kelvin, you're wrong. You didn't listen to Robin. I was waiting on Kid to jump in. All right, whole lot left. You already know what it is. Stick with your boys. Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. Couple. You know what time it is. It's your boys.
Let's get it. The Odd Couple is fun.
Check.
And informative.
Check.
What's up, America? You want to talk sports with 1.5 of the best-looking guys in the game?
That game was incredible.
You are wrong. You'll be king of the water cooler.
What's it like working with Rob? Rob in his mind is like Chris Rock mixed with Richard Pryor, so I'm running out of fake laughs. Ha ha, Rob. Rob is very passionate.
Son, you ain't ready for this. Well, I don't have BS in my game. I'm straightforward. I'm honest. You say Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time, but Eli Manning beat him twice. And, of course, it doesn't hurt that I'm right most of the time. Kelvin is the nice guy, wants to make everybody feel warm and fuzzy.
You done? Let me tell you the truth. I bring the energy, a youthful energy. Rob's not gonna see this, is he? And I bring an honest opinion. Michael Jordan, I can't take it anymore. I need a break. I'm gonna go play baseball.
Trash Talking Tuesday is the best.
It's a great opportunity for folks to call in and they get to trash whomever.
Who you trashing, Roger?
I'm trashing LeBron James and Michael Jordan.
Oh, okay.
They can't even hold Wilt Chamberlain's shoes.
Stop talking about the king like that. It's a new era. Let LeBron be the best, please.
I only recognize one king in the United States, and that's Burger King. The connection with the Odd Couple audience is incredible. We really invite them in.
And they can relate, whether it be things about our own personal lives or our takes on sports.
Love you guys. You guys are killing it.
Hey, we appreciate you. Thank you for rocking with your boys. They feel like it's just my guys, just my friends, and they join right in on the show.
We talk with the listeners, not at them.
Obviously, you can listen to us live, but you can still check out the podcast. You can check out our YouTube. You can check us out on social media. So in any way you want to get it, you can get it.
Yes.
There's some yelling. It is some hot takes. It's a whole lot of fun. I'll give you that.
It is fun. I agree. Begrudgingly.
The Odd Couple.
Sports talk that's too good and too fun.
Tiger Woods pleaded not guilty to DUI in Florida today, and he says he's stepping away from golf to seek treatment. The Jacksonville Jaguars will play their home games in Orlando in 2027. U.S. men's soccer is trailing Portugal 2-0 late in the match in Atlanta. The Americans already lost a World Cup tune-up over the weekend in Atlanta, 5-2 to Belgium. Italy will not be in the World Cup this summer after losing a playoff at Bosnia in a shootout today. Golden State's Steph Curry will miss another game on Wednesday. He's doubtful for Thursday, could be back from the knee injury this weekend. As for the reports on the Basketball Hall of Fame, it'll be official this weekend, but reportedly Doc Rivers and Mark Few are among those getting in. In the NBA game at Houston, mid-second quarter, Rockets lead New York 47-37. In Major League Baseball, end of six, Toronto leads 2-1 over Colorado. 6 strong innings from Max Scherzer of the Blue Jays. I'm Steve DeSager.
I've been covering this league since 1987.
Can this sports writer and this sports fan share a radio show without driving each other crazy? Now, live from the Fox Sports Radio studios.
Our
here's
number
Fox Sports
three.
Radio's
Number
Odd Couple,
three.
Ron
On
Parker
a
and Kelvin
spirited
Washington.
edition of Trash Talking Tuesday. Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington. We indeed are the odd couple, and be sure to check out our brand new YouTube channel. That's right. Watch us right now as we do the radio show. And people tell me all the time, "Oh, I watch your show every night." I'm like, "That's pretty cool."
That's real.
Turn it on, yep. So if you want to join the party and you haven't yet, all you need to do is search Odd Couple FSR on YouTube. Again, that's Odd Couple FSR. And you can also hit that thumbs up icon, comment away, tell us how great we're doing, how poorly we're doing. Check us out on YouTube, watch us live right now, and search Odd Couple FSR and subscribe. Don't forget, coming up in about 28 minutes, Antonio Daniels, of course, NBA champ, Sirius XM, NBA radio, Pelicans TV analyst, Fox Sports Radio, NBA analyst. The man is working like crazy. And
that's right.
Last call, we'll also have that. If you didn't get a chance to get in earlier in the program, you'll have another chance to do so. So that's a great thing to chime in as the last call. But chiming in are people on the YouTube, right, Rob G?
Oh, they're always chiming in. The YouTubians, the Odd Mob, the greatest fan base in the history of sports. Got a lot of thoughts on a lot of different topics. Let's start for hour one. We talked about Doc Rivers potentially getting in the Hall of Fame. And Lester says, Doc shouldn't even be considered for a coach again, let alone a Hall of Fame, for not allowing Tim Duncan's father to be on the team bus or the plane.
It wasn't. It was his, girlfriend or wife,
right? But still, you had Tim Duncan right there. Timmy, Tracy McGrady, Grant Hill. No, idiot.
I know all three of them were going to Orlando. It was crazy.
Dude, that was going to be crazy. Now, granted, Grant Hill might not have made it, but dang it, T-Mac and Tim Duncan were nuts.
Yep. And here's another one. Boxy Brown says, we all know Kelvin is the black Ned Flanders.
Hey, I'll roll with that. I'll keep that.
I think that's a good one. I think that's a really good one.
I'm going to roll with it.
And this is not.
As long as I look like Ned with my shirt off, too. You know them episodes when Ned Flanders ripped up. I got to get like that. I got to.
Nah, she hadn't seen you with your shirt off, so she's assuming that you don't look like that. I'm just saying.
Okay, dang it.
I'm sorry about that.
And this last one, it's not funny, but I'd be remiss if I didn't read it because this kind of seems to be the running joke involving Tiger Woods. Troll the Troll says all Tiger Woods needs is a driver.
He does need a driver.
Yep.
Unfortunately.
Well, you catch the joke, though, right?
What?
Rob, golf, a driver. We gotta get you.
That's
out
what I
on the
said.
But no,
I play golf. What are you talking about?
All right.
I got video evidence of Rob golfing.
We golfed together in Florida at the Super Bowl. I know what a driver is.
Rob G, if you don't text me this ASAP, I need to see this right now.
I made all the putts.
He
That's
did.
all I did.
Rob was just vibes in the golf cart, no hitting balls, but when he got to the green, money on the dance floor.
I gotta give Rob some credit, Rob G. It may be the most awkward, weird bowling mechanism I've ever seen.
It's called English. That's my English.
No, but it's your whole body. Exactly. If you're looking on YouTube, it's not. Most people, it's just the ball has the English. You put a little spin on it. Rob's whole body like walks up, shakes, and I don't know how. Have you ever seen him bowl, Rob G?
I have not.
It is the weirdest bowl.
I always wind up in the next lane when I'm done throwing.
No, he really does. He literally does, Rob.
I start in the center, and the way that my ball goes, I drift off to the right and usually wind up in the next lane, but my ball stays straight.
You would think he was off that Tiger because he staggers and he ends up in another lane, but usually it's 8, 9, or strike. It is weird. You don't think it's gonna work. Imagine Charles Barkley's swing, Rob G, but he hit the ball.
Okay. Now I visualize what you're talking about.
But I hit it. I'm not.
Yeah, he actually is pretty.
Was that Tim
good.
Parker's birthday?
Yeah, shout out to Timothy. Yeah, that was Tim Parker. Had a birthday a couple years back, and I'm looking at Rob like, oh, is he okay? Is he gonna fall? And every time he bowled pretty well, and it was like, oh, that's just the way he bowls.
My English, no
and then
doubt.
just quick, put a pin on this one. Frederick says, "Nah, Rob, you lying. You know you didn't get it the first time."
I did. A driver? What do you think? I just don't even. That's crazy that you think I don't know what a driver is.
No, we just want to make sure. Just the way you said it was like you literally went to the actual someone driving the vehicle.
No, I didn't mean. No, I knew I knew the joke, and he just said to put a capper on it, and it's not funny. I got it.
Yeah, all right. Let's make sure. We gotta go bowling one day, so Rob G, so you can see it. I don't know how you bowl, Rob G.
I mean, I like bowling. I wouldn't say I bowl, but yeah, I enjoy bowling.
Yeah, you grew up in L.A. You don't bowl like that.
No, you don't go. You're staying inside. You're going outside if you live in L.A. In the winter, when you live in
Midwest,
Detroit or whatever, all these bad days, you got to go do something. But you got to stay.
Roller rink, that kind of stuff.
Yes, because it's cold out. It's
Seriously,
bad out.
A lot of that stuff is where it comes from. Birthday. If your birthday is January 8th, what we gonna do, right? So you got to go bowling if you're an 8-year-old, 10-year-old, 12-year-old. Yeah, man.
Well, speaking of the Midwest, the Lions have made some noise and news. Rob G.
Yeah, the Lions are the team of the odd couple. That's all I'm calling them. Between them and the Pistons, we are represented well here in Detroit. They're back in the headlines. Thank you, Alex.
Thank you, Mason.
Back in the headlines for all the wrong reasons. Now, as you all know, All-Pro center Frank Ragnow retired with 2 years remaining on his contract. What you may not know is that the Detroit Lions made an attempt, and it looks like they're going to succeed, in clawing back portions of his signing bonus that they paid before he retired because he did not fulfill the rest of his contract. Team president Roy Wood confirmed that decision, saying that the team has precedent to do so. Here's what he said to the Detroit Free Press, quote, "Our precedent goes all the way back to Barry Sanders, and if Barry Sanders paid back money, I think the reality is they're not paying back all their money, they're returning our money, because they were paid in advance for services that they had not completed. It's the Lions' money. It's not the players' money, period."
I don't agree with the Lions a lot, but I agree with the Lions here. And I just don't understand. If you sign a deal and you don't fulfill that, that bonus money has to go back. Barry paid it. I actually, not tooting my own horn, but I broke the story that Barry Sanders had paid back the Lions. If you look in the Detroit News, we had a A1 story that I broke because I got a chance to talk to Barry, and he told me that he paid the money back. That was like a point of contention. Came right from the horse's mouth. And I think it's just right because that money can go toward a bonus for somebody else. You don't get to keep the entire amount of money when you decide to quit or whatever. Calvin Johnson, he did the same thing. He had a big standoff with the Lions, eventually paid it back. He thought that they were going to give him a bonus for walking out on them. To me, even Calvin, that was his decision. He wanted to stop playing football, which is fine, and I'm fine with that. But I'm not gonna celebrate you for quitting. You know what I mean? Or pay you for not working. It just doesn't make any sense. The same way, and I'm gonna flip it. Juan Soto had a baby because the Yankees wouldn't give him a suite. They would give him $30 million, but he still wanted a free suite, which is how the Yankees make their money. And the Yankees said, wait a minute. Derek Jeter paid for his family suite. Aaron Judge pays for his family suite, and you have to pay for what would that look like? That we would be giving you a free suite, and these legendary players who came before you had to pay. Like it's not the Yankees being cheap. Oh, they should have given them the suite, and they would have been able to. No, because you set a precedent. And if Barry Sanders pays the money back, and Calvin Johnson Calvin Johnson pays the money back to Hall of Famers, then everybody has to pay the money back.
See, and you brought it up, and that's why you're wrong, Rob. You were there. What happened when Barry Sanders retired and the money and retiring and the bad mojo? Barry didn't come back for years. Nobody knew where he was. The team was fractured.
He was hiding the money.
Handful of years later, Calvin Johnson, bad. The team, the mojo's bad. They suck. Like, to me, I look at it as, you know what? What were we doing those years that Barry retired and those years that Calvin Johnson? We were not being good. We were a bad football team ultimately. They were or mid at best. And I want to change the mojo. I want to do something different. This is how we were operating for years, and this is how it was getting us nowhere to 0-16 or back then it was only 16 games, 3-13 and 4-12 and all that stuff, 7-9 at best. I want to get back to maybe doing business differently. So whatever we thought we would have done that consisted of what we would have done then, I'm going to change it and not do it. And I know it's some money, and I know we can use it as it's not a crazy amount of money. I think it's like, 1.5 or something like that. I'm sure you can find a way to stretch it out over some years, whatever. I'm going to say we want to be the place where we have Barry back, right? He's just now getting back. You know this, being around the team, excited to be a Lion. Calvin Johnson around the team. This new regime under Dan Campbell, Brad Holmes, the general manager. Like, they have a new thing going. I want to keep that up. I want to keep this new mojo, the way we're conducting things, the way we've changed the organization. And if we got a guy who played his heart out for us, Ragnow was playing through a fractured
But your argument doesn't make sense because those guys paid their money back and the organization turned around. So they don't have they're not in some bad mojo that it was like a curse because but I'm saying those guys gave their money back and it didn't change anything.
Right. Those guys gave the money back and they stunk. What I'm saying is just operate as we're going to do things classy. We're going to do things as you're part of us. You blood, sweat, and tears. Again, it's not like it's $100 million. He's walking away with $100 million. And you had a fractured throat and you played through that for us. You meant so much to us. You were heart and soul of this team. We know that offensive line for a handful of years was what made the Lions go. We're going to honor you. We respect you. We got you. I'm not saying they have to, but that would be cool to me, especially with something like this where it's not crazy amount of money. You know what I mean? Obviously,
right. It's not crazy. Then give it back. You didn't complete it.
It's not crazy for the team. The Ford family?
I'm saying it ain't crazy for him.
The Ford family? I think they got it, right?
No, it ain't about that. It's about how you treat everybody should be in those circumstances, because if it's that in that situation
you were there. They treated Barry wrong, and
they didn't. They didn't treat Barry wrong. They did not. Barry was a lot of money.
His perception.
No.
His perception.
He paid it back. They didn't do anything that was to me was wrong. He signed a signing bonus that was for 7 years, and he only played 4. That's 3 years. You got to give the other money back. It's just that simple. That's why they shouldn't do it like that. But they give the money up front. So that you can draw interest on it. Yeah. I'm serious, right?
I hear you on that, but I'm just saying, I totally get it from a just a ledger standpoint, right? Well, this is what we gave you. We only got this amount of time. Give us some money back. I'm saying from a dango changing of regime, changing of protocol and mojo, switch it up. Back then, you lost the best running back ever. He ain't like you for 15 years. He ain't come around. Same thing with Calvin Johnson. Didn't come around for years. Finally, you got some good stuff going. Keep the good mojo. Keep the good energy. Keep the building of this being a place where former Lions want to be around. They love it. That's all I'm saying. I get the logistic or the legality of, well, technically we owe you this and you owe us that. I get that, but I'm just saying from a camaraderie, we got you. You put it all on the line for a standpoint.
877-99 on Fox, 877-996-6369. Should the Lions have asked for Frank Ragnow's signing bonus after he retired? 877-99 on Fox. We'll continue that conversation next with you. It is The Odd Couple, where we deliver insight, not noise, right here on Fox Sports Radio. Stick and stay
America!
So you got to start to looking at, Rob G, looking at the teams who are going to win it. And some of them are favored to have those freshman phenoms.
Yeah, you know what's crazy is year in, year out, we always talk about tournament time, like, hey, who's going to win it? Who's going to cut down the nets? And usually it comes down to one or two things. Either, because full disclosure, most of these people picking brackets are not watching all these college basketball games.
Right.
So
Let's
they're
just keep
going
it
by
real, right.
either, hey, Ken Pom or whatever ranks this team as the best team in the country. I'm just going to roll with them. Or more than likely, I've heard of this guy before. I've heard of this coach before. I'm going to bet on Coach Izzo. I'm going to bet on Coach K. And in this case, if you've been living under a rock, the entire college basketball season has been revolving around the play of a handful of freshmen. They're calling it the greatest freshman class that we've ever seen as it relates to NBA draft prospects. It's headlined by 4 guys. Number 1, Cameron Boozer, Duke. He's going to be the National Player of the Year. He's on a quest right now to become, I think, just the second player ever to get National Player of the Year and win a national championship as a freshman. Number 2, a guy we've talked about on this show, Darren Peterson over in Kansas. Now, they're only a 4 seed, but by all accounts, Darren Peterson was viewed as the number 1 draft prospect in this class. Now, because of some load management, some injury issues, we don't know what it is, his stock is kind of taking a hit. So now it's like, hey, this is where he's going to reestablish himself as the best player in the country. Number 3, A.J. DeBanza. He's a guy we've known about for years, even before these other two, because he was viewed as the next Tracy McGrady, the next great lanky wing player to come out. And then he goes to play with BYU, and it's like, well, that raised some eyebrows. What's he doing playing at BYU when you're a 5-star prospect? Leading scorer in the country, all eyes are on him. And last but not least, the guy who's kind of taken this basketball world by storm, especially in the last couple of weeks, Acuff Jr. out of Arkansas.
He's nice.
Nephew, a friend of the show, Rashad Phillips, who might get on this week to talk about it. He is being viewed as, hey, if this was any other year, this kid is in that John Wall, Russell Westbrook, Derrick Rose class of point guards. If there's anybody who can lead their team deep, it's this kid. He's explosive. They just won the SEC tournament. So, guys, I ask you, given how ballyhooed this freshman class is, how much are you betting on one of these 4 guys cutting down the nets at the end of the tournament?
I'm going with none. And they're amazingly talented. We get it. They've been driving the baseball or basketball ratings as far as notoriety. You talked about the names you're looking for. But historically, Rob G, I got to just say it doesn't really work when you have these fabulous freshmen, these freshman phenoms. And this is coming from somebody born and raised in Ann Arbor, Michigan, who saw the Fab Five and cried tears as a 10, 11-year-old when they lost back-to-back, in NCAA championship games. And it was difficult. And there's something to that. And by the way, these teams we're talking about ain't loaded like that. That team would go on to have a Hall of Famer in Chris Webber, a heck of a player in Jalen Rose, and a really, really good player in Juwan Howard, and so on and so forth, Jimmy King and Ray Jackson. But my point is they had some guys. These teams don't even have that. You're looking at Carmelo Anthony, who did it in 2003, Anthony Davis in 2012, and really Jahlil Okafor, who led that Duke team back in 2015. That's it for the most part when you had these outstanding players who were freshmen. I just think it's too difficult for multiple reasons, Rob G. You're looking at teams that nowadays, Rob, how many jokes do I make last year around this time? I said, Rob, that guy looks like he went to high school with me and you. Or that guy looks like this. These kids are still getting the COVID years. You're still getting kids who get the 5th year, kids who find the way to get these 6 years. There's so much experience. Teams are transferring and getting transfer players who have been playing for years at other schools. So it is more difficult. You're having teams with so much experience. So many guys are on these teams that have done this before. And then you're playing teams when you're going to these tournaments that have nothing to lose, right? You're playing teams, we ain't going to win. We ain't going to win. So, therefore, they're playing styles and shooting up threes that you're not ready for. It is too much to ask these freshman phenoms to carry a team that is so reliant on them all the way through the tournament. That's why, Rob, I think it's just too difficult for them to do. And not to mention, I believe also sometimes with these players the last, 7-8 years, in the back of their brain, the NBA is a consolation prize, right? So it becomes, I'm trying. I want to win this tournament game, but if we lose, guess where I'm going? I'll be a top 5, top 6, top 7 pick in a matter of a few weeks anyway. So in the back of your brain, you kind of have that thing you can rely on and say, well, if we lose, so what? I'm going to be a top pick, a lottery pick, and you have that.
You think they think that when they're out there playing, really?
No, I think they're competing, but subconsciously, what's the worst that can happen? Whereas
I'm just saying,
I'm gonna answer.
If you're
so
playing,
back in the 90s,
I just couldn't imagine be thinking about, like, okay, I'm playing in a basketball game. No, I'm dead serious.
I'm serious.
This ain't football where you don't want to play in a meaningless game. I get that. You're playing in a tournament. I don't know how.
I think
you're
they
at 19 years old
want to win. But if in the back of your brain, this is the difference when you know you're one and done.
Are you into video games, celebrities, or just a good time? The Global Gaming League is a video game league with celebrity-owned teams from T-Pain to Neo, competing in everything from Call of Duty to Tetris. Sign up and join the league now at globalgamingleague.com.
Fox Sports Radio, Odd Couple, Rob, Kelvin on a Trash Talking Tuesday. Spirited ones, Rob likes to say for sure. Thank you for all the calls earlier. We got Antonio Daniels coming up here in a little bit. AD, be good to chop it up with him. Looking forward to that. And with the iHeartRadio app, you can stream us wherever you happen to be. Catch us in all your Fox Sports Radio shows live 24/7. And the new and improved iHeartRadio app. Just search Fox Sports Radio in the app to stream us live all day, every day. And be sure to select Fox Sports Radio as one of your presets in the iHeart app so it'll always pop up at the top of your screen. All right, 877-99 on Fox. We're talking about the Lions essentially asking for that money back from Ragnow, their former offensive lineman who retired on them, and they're saying they need that money back. Rob says it's par for the course. This is perfectly fine. I say, dang it, change it up. You did Barry like that. You did Calvin Johnson. They ain't come around the Lions for so long. You got a good thing going. Don't ruin it. Don't ruin the mojo. What say you? 877-99 on Fox. Who we got?
Let's kick it off with Leon in Michigan. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Leon? How are you?
I'm good. Hey, I grew up. I'm almost 6 years old, and I was a Lions fan forever. And honestly, I have a different take. I think that the Lions shouldn't even have to ask him for that money. He's not living up to the contract he signed. He should offer it back, and if they want to give it to him, that's fine. But it's on him. He didn't live up to that deal.
I'm with you, and it's no disrespect. I don't think if he has hard feelings that he would quit or retire, whatever you want to call it, and he still wanted the entire amount of money. I just don't understand that.
It's not his.
Right. You didn't earn it. Like, isn't there a part that you have to earn the money? He didn't earn it.
I get it.
Right.
I get it. I get it.
And if they want to give it to him, I'm happy. I don't care. Give it to him. But he should offer it back, and if they want him to keep it, fine, that's great. But he didn't earn it, so no, he doesn't. He's not entitled to it.
No, 100%. I'm with you right there. Thanks for the call. Appreciate that.
Sometimes just because you can, you don't have to, right? You can be like, I know that's our money. We technically is ours, but go ahead, man. You was one of them ones.
Yeah, okay. You paid your nanny in advance, and then she decides that she's going to miss when you guys go on vacation, and you're going to still say keep the money?
All right, now you picked the bad. You could have picked something else.
No.
Come on, Rob. I need vacation.
She left early. She said, I'm skipping out on the last 2 weeks of the deal you paid me in advance for. Dwight.
I'm at her front of her house right then.
That's right. Dwight in Nashville. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Dwight?
Rob, you're right, man. There needs to be a level of integrity maintained. I mean, we're seeing lack of integrity in these refs during these games. I mean, He was given the money. He signed the deal. He should live up to it. He's retiring early. Give the money back.
That's
Sorry,
it.
Kelvin.
Yep.
It's all right. I still love you. It's all right.
You're right. You're
It's all
right.
good. I still love you too, Kelvin. But listen, the reason I really called, because it's Trash Talk Tuesday, man.
What?
And that's got me thinking about John Morant down there at the Grizzlies. You know, he making off with $39.4 million, but he ain't playing nothing. Man, he's only played 74 games out of the 240 in his 3-year career. You know,
Wait,
he
that
had that
can't be
little
right.
incident down at the. No, that is
that
true.
right?
He
Is
had that
right?
incident down in Wolf Chase Mall. Got punished for it. Had to buy 500 tickets for fans.
Right.
Right. That didn't solve the issue. He's like, oh, you know what I'll do? I'll go buy a house in Miami. When the trade portal opened up, but guess what? Nobody was buying that. Nobody took the bait.
Right.
Nobody took the bait because I'm wondering what. Rob and Kelvin, I'm wondering what y'all think about John Morant. I think they need, they still got 2 years left on his contract, and like another 88 million maybe.
That's why nobody bid. And you know what? Here's the other part is, to be honest, is probably scare people away because it doesn't feel like he's remorseful or you know what I mean, or he understands what he's doing.
He is just very disgruntled right now with the league. He's played in 327 games, just to be clear.
Right. Over the last maybe couple years, right? Is that what he's talking about?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm saying total. His 300. He's played only in 20 this year, only 20 games. I think the challenge to your point, Rob, with John Morant is there's guys who go through a tough time, but you believe in him or them and like what they bring and their integrity. I think people are starting to not believe in him, not the talent, not the capability.
No, but he doesn't get like when somebody doesn't get what they've done wrong or understand it. You can make a mistake, like you know what I mean, and you apologize and you realize I can't do this. But if you have somebody who refuses to acknowledge that what they did was wrong, I think that's hard. And then you're going to go pick up $80-some-odd million for a guy who won't even acknowledge that he made a mistake after the league suspended him?
Yeah, he's just been, getting into it with teammates, obviously, and then, I don't know. It just seems like he's disgruntled right now. Remember, he did the whole up and down through the season. I ain't happy right now. I lost my joy. Wait, I'm back now. Wait, I lost my joy. Those types of things teams don't want to hear. They're like, I don't mind you having a bad streak shooting. That happens. But you up and down with the love of the game and all that, they don't want to hear that. I think that doesn't bode well.
He could have made a 90s song with that.
What should I say?
Joy and pain.
Pain. Pump it up. Sunshine. Yeah, that's an all-time classic right there. All right, appreciate the calls, everybody. All right, on the way, Antonio Daniels. We'll talk to him. Maybe even bring up Ja to him in just a moment. Steve DeSager getting you caught up on what's trending. Hey, Steve.
All right, in an NBA game, hey there, in Houston, the Rockets are leading the Knicks 63-52 early third quarter. Houston started 9 of 10 shooting from the floor. Kevin Durant has 18 points tonight. Early third quarter at Detroit, Pistons leading Toronto 61-56. Huge lead for Charlotte at Brooklyn, 92-65 with about 10 minutes to go. And about 5 minutes left, Phoenix is tied at Orlando, 107 apiece. Among the games coming up, Lakers in an hour host Cleveland. Clippers 11 p.m. Eastern. Clips have won 5 in a row. Will host Portland. Golden State Steph Curry will miss another game Wednesday with the bad knee. Trae Young of Washington will be out again Wednesday. He's missed the last 2 weeks with a quad injury. Miami's Norman Powell is still out Wednesday with an illness. The Crown basketball tournament in college hoops starts Wednesday on FS1. The men's Final Four is this Saturday. Women's Final Four starts Friday. Reportedly into the Basketball Hall of Fame this weekend, Doc Rivers, Mark Few, and others. Among the 10 NHL games tonight, Boston at home leads 5-2 over Dallas with 2 minutes to go. Buffalo at home leads 2-1 against the Islanders with 10 minutes left and 8 minutes to go. Montreal's ahead at Tampa Bay 2-1. U.S. men's soccer with another disappointment tonight, losing 2-0 in an exhibition against Portugal in Atlanta. The Americans lost in Atlanta over the weekend in a World Cup tune-up 5-2 to Belgium. Italy will not be in the World Cup this summer after losing a playoff at Bosnia today in a shootout. The Jacksonville Jaguars will play their home games in Orlando in 2027 when their stadium's renovations conclude. Tiger Woods pleaded not guilty to DUI in Florida, and he says he's stepping away from golf to seek treatment. To Major League Baseball, Texas an 8-5 winner at Baltimore. Jacob deGrom of the Rangers was cleared to pitch tonight after neck stiffness last week. No decision for him, but 7 strikeouts in 4 2/3 innings. He did allow a home run to Pete Alonso. Kyle Schwarber with an early solo shot in Philadelphia. Phils won 3-2 over Washington. Miami, in front of another small crowd, beat the White Sox 9-2. Pirates got 5 runs in the second inning. It's now Pittsburgh 8-3 at Cincinnati in the bottom of the 9th inning. Max Scherzer was the starter in Toronto tonight. 6 innings, just 1 run allowed. Blue Jays lead 5-1 over Colorado at the end of 7. Back to you.
Steve, thank you. Have a great night. Odd Couple Rob and Kelvin on a Trash Talking Tuesday. That's right. Get ready to talk to our man AD. Right now, Antonio Daniels, he is an NBA champion, SiriusXM NBA radio host, Pelicans TV analyst, Fox Sports Radio NBA analyst. Every day he's hustling. AD, what's up, bro?
Kelvin, Rob, what's up, fellas?
What's happening? How are you?
I am blessed. How are you guys?
Doing great.
Good, man. Blessed as well, brother, as always, man. Hey, jump in on this real quick. We had a whole different, separate topic going, but somebody randomly just brought up John Morant. So I said, dang it, you know what? I'm going to ask AD this. Where are we with John Morant? Just 2-3 years ago, number 2 seed, the young, fun Grizzlies.
Mm-hmm.
Watch out for them. Then it just goes bad. He goes from John Morant to John Wick. He has some issues, then injuries. Now he seems disgruntled during the season. Remember, he's like, I don't got my joy anymore. Where are we with Ja, who was supposed to be one of the young guns and one of the, dang, no pun intended, and young faces,
pun intended, yeah.
and faces of this league?
Well, it's hard to tell. It seemed like throughout the course of this year, him and Tomas Asalo, there was a disconnect. Obviously, John Morant did the whole, I don't want to play in spurts. And Tomas Asalo was playing guys in 4-minute spurts. John Morant didn't like that. So there was a disconnect between the two. I don't know what it looks like over the summer. There were rumors that they were trying to move him, but they didn't like what they were hearing in return. I mean, heck, we've seen this. Look what the Atlanta Hawks got for Trae Young. You know, you look at some of these packages that stars are now getting now, and I mean this respectfully, but non-stars are getting better packages with them alongside them than stars are.
Well, because there's a lot of headache and money, right?
That's right. That's right. You're exactly right. Look at what Mikal Bridges got, and look at what Desmond Bain got, and some of these other guys got, and then even for example, look at what Luka got.
Right.
You know, you one of the brightest stars in the league. So it comes down to a point where either they're going to keep him and try and build with him, or they're going to move him and try and rebuild, and they're going to have to take pennies on the dollar. Who knows?
I look at the NBA MVP. We have this in every sport, right? What is the MVP? Mm-hmm. Antonio Daniels, you played in the league, you cover the league, all that. What's the MVP to you? Is it the best guy on the best team? Is it the guy who has the best scoring? Or what is an MVP to you? How do you describe it? Because it seems like we have this conversation every
difficult. Year. It is, and it's very difficult. I tell you this. I can't give you guys a criteria, but I can tell you, for me, the MVP right now is a 2-man race. I can tell you that much. Now, there are other guys that you can put in the conversation. You can put Luka in the conversation. You can put Jaylen Brown in the conversation. You can put Jokic in the conversation. If Cade Cunningham would qualify, you can put him in the conversation. But to me, right now, it's a 2-man race, and whoever finishes in first, to me, will be the MVP. And that 2-man race is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Victor Wembanyama.
Why?
Winning counts. I don't think that you can do a MVP and simply say, well, you know what, it's statistically based. I'm not big on that. If it's something that, years ago when Russell Westbrook made history.
That's history. I agree with you. Like people said that he didn't deserve it, and I disagreed. Especially Antonio, like when he got triple doubles, their record was really good.
No
So
question
it was
about it.
not like
They were winning
empty.
83%
exactly,
of the time.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
If it was the other way around and they were winning 17% of the time when he had a triple-double, then I would look at it differently. But they were winning
Agreed.
when he played, so I agree.
I could not
there.
agree with you more. And this is one of the awards where winning matters.
Right.
Winning should count. Like in Rookie of the Year, winning to me doesn't matter because you're getting drafted
And
to
you're on
a
a bad team, right? Yeah.
Right, you're on a bad team. I get it. But in this particular case, when you're talking about the league's MVP, and here's the thing, I think of the MVP like boxing for me. You know how if you go in and you fight the champ, you don't want it to go to the scorecards. You don't. You got to beat the champ.
You'd rather
Which means I got to knock
exactly.
the champ out. I got to knock the champ out. So for Victor Wembanyama or anyone else to surpass Shai Gilgeous-Alexander when he's doing what he's doing now, you have to finish with the best record in the league.
Let's go here. The reports are that Doc Rivers is going to be inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame. We understand it's not the NBA Hall of Fame, and I wrote a piece for ESPN.com. I'm telling you, like 18 or 20 years ago, that the league should start its own Hall of Fame, and it shouldn't be lumped in with the Basketball Hall of Fame. But anyway, Doc Rivers is going to be inducted. What are your thoughts on him? I don't think he should get in. Kelvin, I think, doesn't think he should get in, but will get in.
He will, but I don't.
Yeah, we both.
Do you think Amari Stoudemire should be in?
No, I don't think so. I could go on and on and on, and I get it because it's not the NBA Hall of Fame, and I get it.
But also, this is my issue with the Hall of Fame. So I'll ask you guys this question. Are there guys that are currently in the Hall of Fame that Doc Rivers has a better coaching career than?
Yes, I brought up Rick Adelman.
There you go. That's all that matters.
All right, but Bill Fitch, but wait a minute. But Bill Fitch isn't, and Bill Fitch won a championship with Boston and took Houston to the championship. I could name you five guys who are not in the Hall of Fame who have had similar careers or better than Doc. That's what I'm saying.
But I don't. I'm listen. I get what you're saying, but we're not talking about Bill Fitch though. You asking me about
right?
Doc Rivers.
Okay, here. Let me ask you this point. I think I want to get your thoughts. I think Doc gets in if he was blowing the 3-1 leads early in his career, couldn't get over the hump, won late in his career, right? And we have a different feel for him that he got over the hump. He was a good coach. He finally won a championship. The other way around, where he won in 2008, and since then, when I think of Doc Rivers, I think of failures, collapses, bad playoff performances.
That's fair.
That's how I look at it.
Okay, and when I think of the Hall of Fame, I think of the fact that there's no criteria. And I think that the Hall of Fame, the criteria for the Hall of Fame centers more around the people that are already in it. That's basically what it comes down to. Like, when somebody asks me, should this person be in the Hall of Fame? My response generally is, well, is there somebody already in the Hall of Fame that this person that you're asking me about, that their resume exceeds or supersedes? And
but mistakes are made though. Like just because a mistake, like a mistake was made, somebody slipped in. We have it in baseball, okay?
That's a lot of mistakes.
Harold Baines got it. Harold Baines got in, right? Harold Baines. And he got in by the Veterans Committee, not by the writers, okay? So there's a difference. And the problem is when people look at his stats, right, they go, I belong in, but they're mad at the writers who didn't vote in Harold Baines. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I get it.
Yeah.
I completely – but here's the thing. Let me ask you guys this. What's the criteria for the NBA for the Naismith Hall of Fame?
I don't know what it is because Tracy McGrady's in it.
That's the problem, because now what happens is now it becomes subjective, and when it becomes subjective, you're going to have guys that you feel shouldn't be in, and guys. If there was a criteria in place, I have people tell me now there's no way possible Draymond Green's going to be a Hall of Famer. Like, you're out of your mind.
They're crazy.
He's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
They're crazy. They're crazy.
Yeah, but my thing is, anytime there's no criteria in place, that's going to raise eyebrows and going to raise conversation. I think it's
should the criteria be Steph Curry, Hall of Famer, yes or no, all three of us? Yes.
Yes. I mean,
Giannis, Jokic, LeBron, KD. Yes,
to me.
But those aren't the guys that we're questioning. Okay, what about DeMar DeRozan?
No.
These are the guys that we're questioning.
Here's what I always think.
What about Kyle Lowry?
No.
I like it on my steak, but no, I don't think so. I'm just saying.
All right. We gonna have this
because then Rip
conversation
Hamilton. If you put Lowry, then Rip Hamilton.
Right? How does Rip not get it?
Yeah, okay, exactly. I hear you. I am simply saying, because what I like to do is when guys are still playing and they're a question mark, if you go to Basketball Reference, they give you the percentage of them making the Hall of Fame. Like he has a 60% chance of making the Hall of Fame.
Right, based on what the people who are in already and their numbers, they look at it. Right, I get it.
Correct.
My thing is, when I vote for the Baseball Hall of Fame, and Antonio, one of my things is, I got 3 magic numbers, and I'm not, right? So 500 home runs, 300 wins, what's the other one? 3,000 hits, and the other one now is 3,000 strikeouts. So if you get one of those magic numbers, you automatically get my vote. I don't even need to look at the rest of the stats, okay, if you get a magic number.
So now if you were voting for the NBA, what would your magic number be?
I don't know. I'd have to take a look, and that's what I'm saying. We need something. Yeah, like a magic number that you reach so you can say, like, if you get this many points, everybody who has, and I'm just throwing out a number, okay, everybody who has 28,000 points or 22,000 points, they're all in the Hall of Fame. Like in baseball, every pitcher every hitter who's got 500 home runs who's not tainted with steroids, they're all in the Hall of Fame. There's no every single person. So that's what a measuring stick.
What about guys like Dennis Rodman?
That's
you'd have to come on.
Come on.
No. But he's talking about numbers. He's saying like what would you
I'm
use
saying the numbers
criteria?
Will be Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah.
The numbers will be how many rings does he have? 2, 3, 5.
What about Ben Wallace? I'm saying this conversation could go on and on.
Yeah. Now Ben Wallace won 4 defensive play 4 in a row. So to me, he has hardware. You got to have hardware. You got to be a rookie of the year.
He went to 2 finals,
you got to be. You know what I mean? Like to me.
Okay, I'll give you guys one more really quick. What about Derrick Rose?
Okay.
No, and I'm taking down that.
Stop
jersey
it, Rob.
in Chicago.
Let the man get his jersey up at United Center.
So you saying Derrick Rose shouldn't be?
No, he didn't play.
He can't. No, he can't be 80, and it pains me just because I have to set a like. If he gave me 2 more years of what he was, he'd be in. If he gave me 2 years of that, but I have to have some type of criteria standard as you're mentioning.
Right.
Hall of Fame talent, that ain't debatable.
No, right. That's not the issue. Is whether or not he played long enough, and you know what I mean, to do it. All right, Antonio, we got a bounce.
Hey, I could do that. I'm gonna have to call you. We're gonna spend an hour just going through.
Hey, Antonio, don't pick up the phone, okay? Please, don't. If do not pick up the phone.
Rob, hey, just because you don't want to talk to me, AD want to talk to me, man.
Yeah,
all right, AD, appreciate you, brother.
All right, brother.
All right, good night.
All right, no doubt. That is tough. All right, I'm gonna call Rob G too. Rob G likes doing that. Rob G, we about to have a who should be in the Hall of Fame convo coming up. All right, on the way, last call, 877-99 on Fox. Last call, hit your boys up. It's the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. So the Lakers have won 9 of 10, 6 straight, and currently sit third in the West. And that game last night, was a big one because now they sit a full game and a half ahead of Houston. They're sitting third in the West. So question becomes, do you buy the Lakers, Rob? Are you in? Are you saying, you know what? They got a little formula going. LeBron has been vocal about he doesn't mind taking a step back, whatever it takes for the team to win, and obviously 9-1. They got some good wins in it too. Denver, Houston, a few other good wins as well. So you in?
I'm out. If you ask me if the Lakers were bologna or filet, I'm going with bologna.
Do you want to spell that?
BOLONONGA. Is that it? How we spell it?
I don't know. You said that one so fast.
BLON. No, here's my issue. Regular season is not postseason. Getting stops, playing defense. I was listening to a lot of NBA analysts, and they were saying what they're shocked about, teams not devising a way to go at Luka, you know what I mean, during a stretch, and just, abuse him, right? Like you can do that. And I think in the playoffs, when you have a series and you're seeing somebody, right, 4 out of 7 nights, you'll come up with a plan. And defensively, I don't think they're good enough. And I think that, and I know people thought you could just outscore everybody last year. Everybody thought that they would be the team.
Austin Reeves giving you almost 30 a game. So
okay,
that's
but,
a huge...
but in the playoffs, he did last year. He didn't. Go back and look at the numbers. He didn't show up in the playoffs. He played poorly. And I'm just saying, the regular season is just different. Like it is. They'll let you get off. They'll let you do your thing for the most part. They're not going to lock down and put all this energy in a regular season games. It's different in the postseason. And I just think those 3 statues out there will not be able to, right, with some of the younger legs and younger players that are in the Western Conference and have a chance to make a run in the postseason. I just don't see them there. And this whole idea, I know it's good. LeBron saying the right thing for right now. We'll see. Now they lose 3 in a row, right? Now is LeBron still on board with this? It's good. It's easy to say that now. You've won 6 in a row and 9 out of 10. You know what I'm saying? What happens when they lose 3 in a row or 3 out of 4 or something? Then all of a sudden, I think there's an issue. That's just where I'm at. I'm not going to. They're good. They have enough talent. The NBA has enough. A lot of weak teams. They have won some good games during the stretch. So I'm not saying they're all pieces of cake. But I'm not like a run to the Western Conference Finals. No, I don't see it.
And that's the conversation that we're having. Meaning, do I think there's 2 or 3 teams in a playoff matchup they can beat the lower teams? I think they could beat Minnesota. I think they could give Houston a run for the money. Yes, I think they're the Phoenix Suns if they make it. Yeah, there's a handful of teams that the Lakers could beat in a round. The problem is, Rob, they picked a bad time to be trying to do this with LeBron, Austin Reeves, and Luka. I look at this, they got to go through potentially a run of like going through the Suns who are playing pretty, better than we all thought once all the guys left.
Much better.
Yeah, got to give him credit.
Give Devin Booker credit.
Absolutely.
I did not expect
he's looking
that.
like I didn't need him all the way. I got to the finals without him.
They had Bradley Beal.
Yeah, then you bring KD and Bradley Beal, and we stink. Now they're gone. We're back solid. But you got to go through one of these tougher teams early. These lower teams, but are tough. It could be whoever. Minnesota without Anthony Edwards could drop, and you could end up playing them a first round.
Minnesota's a tough one, too.
Right, and that's what I mean. You got to play the Minnesota. But then you might have to go through like a Denver or something. And then you might have to go through the Spurs. Or
Denver,
the
for whatever reason, has always been a mismatch for the
They match up until the last 5 minutes.
Right.
And Jamal Murray or Jokic wins the game. And I could see that same thing happen where it's a good matchup because it can kind of go bucket for bucket.
And then all of a sudden,
it's just the closer end. But now if you're the Lakers, you're hoping maybe because now you got the better version of Luka that you can close it. But here's a couple of things in their favor. Again, I don't think they're going far. I think the Thunder are winning. The Spurs are right there. I think the winner's going to come out of the West. It'll be Spurs or Thunder, in my opinion.
Oh, I thought the Pistons were winning, no?
No, I didn't say that.
Okay.
I never said that. I like what they're doing, but not right now. Not to win it, no.
Not this year.
Here's a couple of things. They're 20th. We're talking about defense with the Lakers. 20th defensive rating, which isn't, it's bottom third. So that's
20 out of 30,
yeah,
right?
That's not gonna cut it. To win the championship, because one thing we often talk about, even those Warrior teams, they were always top 3, number 1 a lot of the times in defensive rating. You usually have to be outstanding defensively. Look at who's number 1 defensive rating? The Thunder.
Are you into video games, celebrities, or just a good time? The Global Gaming League is a video game league with celebrity-owned teams from T-Pain to Neo, competing in everything from Call of Duty to Tetris. Sign up and join the league now at globalgamingleague.com.
Hey, it's Tiger.
It is The Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. And if you missed any of today's show, you'll want to catch the podcast. Just search Odd Couple wherever you get your podcast. Right after the show, today's podcast will be posted. Be sure to follow the podcast. Rated at least 5 stars. After all, we'll weight it, and you can even provide a review. Do it! Again, just search The Odd Couple wherever you get your podcast, and you'll find today's full show and a best-of version posted right after we get off the air. So,
now time.
No last call tonight. But let's go to the Jaden Ivey situation. And Rob G, he had some. It's deeper than what we first heard, right? Wait a minute. What did you do? Change your jacket?
Don't be worried about what I'm wearing out here in the streets.
In the last segment, he changes his jacket. What?
It's got.
But he tried to act like it's the same one because he has the LA on the left chest.
Now it's on the right chest, so it's like
weird.
No.
That's weird. Okay, go ahead.
It's like when you watch those movies and the guy mole moves from side to side of his face.
Oh yeah, that you must be watching some Tyler Perry movies, boy. Right. The wig will be on the left side, be on the right side. What we got, Rob G?
Jaden Ivey. None of this is really new because he's recorded all this over the last several days, but it's now coming to light more in response to him getting waived by the Chicago Bulls. Which, by the way, they're going to pay him his full salary.
Yeah,
so
that's fine.
Frank Ragnow, eat your heart out because Jaden Ivey is getting $10 million.
But they just don't want, I get it. It's like, thank you, we traded for you. It's a guaranteed contract. When we cut you, you got to get paid. That's the NBA.
Absolutely. Well, most recently, Ivey, there's been a video circulating where he's calling out Steph Curry, saying that he's not a real Christian.
Just crazy.
And, condemning the commentary of LeBron James and Michael Jordan, saying none of their rings are going to matter on Judgment Day if they don't know Jesus and your name is not written in the book of life. And then the one that's got a lot of people, especially media members, up in arms is apparently Jaden Ivey on his way out the door was asking reporters, both in Chicago and Detroit, about their commitment to their faith and whether or not they've come to light with Jesus. More specifically, whether or not they've been having premarital sex.
This is.
I'm for it, but I'm concerned, Rob. Go ahead.
No, I'm concerned. That's what I was going to say. Like there's something like a mental health issue, and I'm not a doctor, and I haven't examined him. I'm just saying, when you start to lash out at so many people and people you don't, have a relationship with, just start to, like the idea that you're asking sports writers, did they have premarital sex? Is just
first and foremost. Let's just start with, if you want to talk about the faith, the first thing. Not to get all biblical, but with the Pharisees, and they were trying to stone a woman, blah, blah, blah. And Jesus said, he without sin cast the first stone. Point being, it's not your job to be running around and judging and doing that like that. Now, you can have some iron sharpen iron and checking on some brothers with yours in the faith. But my point is, this is sounding a bit more problematic. There might be something much more deeper rooted. And, hope he gets everything sorted out. Because, this doesn't sound like just a little bit of a, I said one thing, oops, I'm sorry. This sounds like a longer problem.
Yeah, there's some issue going on. Sad. Hopefully get some help.
Yeah, hoping so, man. All right.
The Jason Smith Show with Mike Harmon is coming up next.
I never miss your radio show. I never hear it, so I never miss it.
Did you hear that?